Party time, people. What's going on, man? What's going on, people?
Yeah? I'm good. Look, I am very good. Hey, I cannot stop smiling. I've been smiling for hours now. I can't believe it. Party. You know what? This Arsenal structure, the body, they are getting it done. This is exactly what we want. I'm incredibly surprised, but you know, I'm speechless, absolutely speechless. Christmas has come early, people.
For real, man. And the thing is, you know what this means? This means, guys, look, listen, African Gooner, before he just explodes his rooftop off, this means that next year summer, when we get rid of Ozil, Klasnach and Socrates and you know all the deadwood that we haven't been able to get rid of, and we bring in that 34 million and save that 650 grand a week, that we'll be able to go out and just buy some cream of the crop players. Because next summer we're going to have a lot of money. We're going to have a lot of space in terms of the salary. The salary is going to come down, and it's just going to be big. But to have Partey now, whoo, baby, that's what I'm talking about. The African Gooner's not even cracking a smile. He's been losing it actually from about 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, so, all day. Like as you guys know, literally all day. Today, even at work, like literally, I gave up on work really midday because I just couldn't handle it. It was just too much going on, and I mean, yeah, I'm so happy, man. I'm really happy. Like my soul is happy right now because I wasn't expecting Arsenal to come out and pull this move. And I think that, you know, it's a step forward, definitely. I mean, I see Lee Gunner complaining that we didn't get the attacking midfielder, and other people also complaining that we didn't get the attacking midfielder. But honestly, I think they're asking for too much. I mean, there is a pandemic and stuff, and I said it from the start. Between the two, I only wanted one, really, realistically. And that one, for me, was Partey, because I think he comes straight into the team, and he starts every single game for us. And he's such a game changer, and people don't realize this. And we're going to see people switch their views on Xhaka because they're going to see this guy perform, and they're going to be like, holy crap, what have we been missing? Like, and I'm just waiting for that realization from fans. But I mean, I'm so happy. I just can't put it into words. It's incredible.
So, listen, before we just go into it, let's say hi, what's going on? Crazy, what's good, Crazy? David saying Partey coming, fair play to Kroenke and Arteta. And listen, that's what I'm saying. Trust in the process, yeah? Work in progress, but trust in the process. The fact that Josh Kroenke got involved 5 days ago pretty much tells you all you need to know. Listen, he's a big fan of the team. He was watching from afar, and my man just took the gloves off and said, let me come down there and show them, man, some things, yeah? And remember what Josh Kroenke, let me remind you what he did last year. He said, I'm going to shock you, yeah? And Josh Kroenke, he shocked us. He went in, he got Pepe, and everybody was wowed. This year, Josh Kroenke didn't even say nothing. He just said, let me sort these guys out, man. Let me sort it out. Wicked. And you guys know, look, you guys know that we don't have that money. Yeah, we don't. And he came in and he took a punt. He said, look, it will work itself out. We die a little bit this year. We die a little bit. We lose a little bit more money. We're going to lose money anyway. But then next year, we'll figure it out then. Let's get it done now, and we'll figure out the problems when we get to it. That's what he's done. Carlito, Partey time. That man, girls are loving it.
For me, I think that Arteta has a lot to do with this. I think they trust him and they back him, right? And they're thinking, okay, if Arteta is coming to us and saying that he needs this player and he thinks this player is going to take us to Champions League, then we're willing to take a 5 million hit on signing a player that's going to be with us for the next 2-3 years and potentially guarantee us income, a Champions League income for the next 2-3 years. So it's a smart move. And this is a big club move. Let's not get it wrong. I mean, any other team in the country right now would take Partey straight, like Liverpool, even Liverpool. I think he can walk straight into that team. I think, between him and Fabinho, honestly, I think Partey is a better player than Fabinho in my opinion. I think he's more physical, and he can score. Fabinho doesn't score that much. I'm going to be really interested to see Partey shooting from outside the box. We don't have any players that really take that on, and I think he will be one of those players that are going to start taking that on.
Yeah, man.
He unlocks so many doors in the team. I mean, the amount of flexibility we have now with him there. I mean, you put Xhaka, you can put El Neni, you can put Willian in the 10, you can put Ceballos, you can put Martinelli. Imagine Martinelli being in front of him. There are so many options with him. It's going to be interesting.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, for sure, but I think it's going to be tough because Arteta has to come back and reintegrate that guy into the team. I'd like to see it. I don't know if he will. I want to see it. I don't think he will.
Yeah, me too, because that's one, Guendouzi's gone. So one problem child is out the way. You got another issue which you haven't resolved. And Ozil ain't done nothing. What has Ozil done to deserve this? He's done nothing. So let's carry on and say, what's going on, Kurt? Kurt's saying it's party time. It's party time, baby. It's party time. Listen, guys in the chat, get your drink out and celebrate, man. I'm on the pineapple rum. Neomis is on the ting. And even the African Gooner has spiked a little bit of Bacardi rum inside of that McDonald's cup of his, man. David is saying, what do you think of Edu as a technical director? Brilliant. I love Edu. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I can't wait to see Pablo Mari actually play some decent games. Rodriguez is saying, Apollo, that was for the first time I saw you in that tie. It was a sign of good luck. I haven't worn a tie in 8 months, mate, since the lockdown. David, you were right about Xhaka. Listen, it is what it is, bro. Facebook users. So these are some Facebook users that haven't put down waivers. So I believe it's from Prince. Okay, it's from Prince. Nice one, Prince. Hear you loud and clear, my brother. Hear you loud and clear. Who we got with me tonight? Well, you can see a couple of the guys are joining me. Vincey's going to be here in about half an hour. He's still on his way home. Bertram's been delayed. He's been able to do some extra work, and he's in New York, so that kind of messes up his time.
Sorry to interrupt, but the AFC Bell just tweeted saying the matter was settled and ink flowed on the paper. Thomas Partey signed in contact with Arsenal.
Yeah, and let's get a quick timeline before I continue to say hi to you guys. So basically, La Liga were informed. La Liga informed Atletico that Arsenal had met Partey's release clause. Remember, release clauses don't go to the teams; they go to the actual league. And there's nothing that the team can do about it. And this isn't Liverpool. This isn't what Liverpool's dealing was with Suarez. It's different in Spain. You just report to La Liga and say this has been done. And the player and the team who wants to buy in Arsenal, they don't really even have to communicate with Atletico. So Atletico was told by La Liga that it's been triggered and the player will be going to Arsenal. So the player didn't even say goodbye to Atletico. He didn't even say goodbye to his teammates. He didn't even say goodbye to Diego Simeone. He just belted out of there. From what I know from the timeline, Partey arrived in London about 8:30 this afternoon. It's 10:15 now, so he's been there about an hour and 45 minutes. He's going to have his medical, and obviously the contract is until 2025. It's a big deal. It's a 5-year deal. So he's here for the long haul, and that's good because of his age. If anything was to happen, yeah, I've got a 5-year deal down here until 2025.
I hear he's not in London. He's doing his medical in Madrid.
No, he'd already done it. He already done the physical. He already did it. Yeah, that was about 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. So he already did. It was initial medical checks, Tony, in Madrid. And he traveled to London for the second part of his medical examinations, which he's actually doing now as we speak. Diego Simeone, because he wasn't told about it or anything, he has come out and said he's not happy because he wanted to pair him with Lucas Torreira. So did I. I wanted to pair him with Torreira. But I'll take Ceballos. I'll take that all day long. And look, what have we got, guys? We've got a player who's got the physical presence. He's great on the ball. He can shoot. He plugs in the gaps. He's got massive range and vision. And him with Ceballos is just a dream come true for Arsenal fans. You remember, initially, we didn't have Ceballos because he was back in Madrid, and Partey was in Madrid as well, and we were left with, quite frankly, scraping the bottom of the barrel. But right now, look where we are now, guys. Look where we are now. Big up Curtis. Curtis is saying, big up Gooners. It's party time. Jay, listening to you. Come on, you Gooners. I hear you, bro. Kurt is just loving it, man. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I wish Guendouzi. Listen, I'm Guendouzi's biggest fan. You know that. Yeah? You know that. I've been talking it up from day one. Sydney, hey, guys. Hey, Sydney. What's going on, man? Guendouzi will be back. What concerns me, Jay, about Guendouzi is he's been here 2 years. He's going to be away for a loan. So when he comes back, he'll actually only have 1 year left on his deal. That's not really good. The 5th year was an option. So even if we sell Guendouzi next summer, we're not going to get much for him. Yes, David, like how Arsenal is a resurgent club. Yeah, look, they've got ambition. There's not one fan that can tell me that Arsenal don't have ambition. Fiona, where the party's at, Fiona? I know you got rum in your hand, Fiona. I'm joining you. I'm right here, man. Pineapple rum tastes wicked, man. Big shout out to Lisa, my wife. Thanks for the pineapple. Yeah, look, Sydney, Apollo, you doubted. Yes, I did doubt the deal because, as I said to my panel here, I get the same news feed from London Coney that the actual reporters themselves and the columnists get. And we were told there was no contact between the two teams in 10, 12 days. So I said to you guys, it's 10%. Yesterday, actually, it was Saturday. I said Partey was 5%. I went down. And it all exploded today. And the trick is to listening to Arteta. Arteta said after the Sheffield United game, he said, leave it. He goes, calm down. We're working on it. Don't worry. We've got this. And big shout out to Andrew as well. Big shout out to Sporty. He says, I guess Arsenal aren't as broke as they want us to believe. They are, bro. They've just taken a punt.
Yeah, but you said yesterday there was no money.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah. And I stand by that, Tony.
Let it go, Tony. Let it go. We just celebrate tonight.
Yeah,
we got what we wanted.
I stand by that, Tony. But as I said to you, they've taken a punt. Ozil salary space next year. Yeah, that's exactly why I said 34 million and 650 grand a week is going to be coming off our books. So when you see us accruing all this debt, next year we'll have a lot of money we can free up, which we can start to do things about it. And guess what? Fans might be back in the stadium. We know that there's some kind of vaccine they're working on, which they're going to be saying is going to be ready next year. So look, I think things are going to get better and better, and things will improve. And remember, next summer, the Adidas deal would end, and we need to restructure that as well. It would be the 3 years of Adidas and the stadium naming rights would be up. So next summer, a whole bucket load of money is going to be entering the club. And I think that's why it's good that they've taken a punt. Yeah, you suffer a little bit now for 12 months, and then you just move on and recuperate your costs. Tony, let me let you in here because you haven't even had a word in yet.
So, yeah, I mean, I've been watching it all day. It's interesting watching all the various moves that are taking place around the world, because we're watching a global phenomenon here in this last day business that people are buying from all over. Like Edison Cavani moving, and there's a lot of business, but it just reaffirms to me that listen, we don't need to do all of our business today. What we do today is we do one significant piece. We bolster our midfield. We've done a deal already on our centre back, and then next summer we go looking again, and we start looking at forwards and maybe a fullback or two.
Yeah, because fullbacks are really going to be. Yes, we got Kieran Tierney, but what's the option at right back? I'm not happy with where we are at right back. I think we can improve the position.
You said that you like Cedric.
Yeah, I do. But is that going to be the answer? He's 28.
It has to be the answer if we signed him a 4-year deal.
I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be doing something else with that. I like Cedric as a player. Is he Man City level? Is he Mendy? No, he's not.
No.
So that is a position you can improve on. And I'm not even Bellerin's biggest fan to begin with. So yes, it can be upgraded. You put someone in there who can push for a starting role. Before I go on to Niamis and African Guna, for me today, sad news. Hammers released Wilshere. He made just 19 appearances in 2 years, and I think that no one. They took a chance on him. It didn't work. No one's going to take a chance on him now. He's going to be on the scrap heap, which is a shame. Brilliant talent, just didn't develop his game. And what I mean by that is he held onto the ball for so long. He incurred so many tackles on those ankles and his knees. He just became shot. He was shot by the age of 20. So a little sad. And West, look, disappointed also with Manchester City. Manchester City needed two centre backs. They still haven't replaced Vincent Kompany. They haven't. Look, Aguero's on his last legs. David Villa's left. They haven't replaced those two. Man City's going to struggle. There's a lot of other things that are going on. I love Theo Walcott heading back to Southampton. Danny Ings now has a wingman, and I think that's a brilliant deal in a system that he can play at. You know, that 4-4-2 system. Absolutely fantastic. Neomis.
I'm actually quite happy for Theo Walcott. First of all, I want to talk about him as a player who, when he was at Arsenal, I know he got criticised a lot. He was one of my favourite players when he was at Arsenal. So I'm glad to hear that he's going back to Southampton, especially since a couple of weeks ago, I think you mentioned on the show that his time at Everton. I mean, I know results-wise, his time at Everton hasn't been great, but then to also hear that he also hasn't been happy being in Everton, I think that makes things sad, especially when you factor in how he left Arsenal to really begin with. You know, you wanted him to succeed somewhere else. So now at 31 years old, let him finish off the end of his career now. Next, 4 or 5 years he might have at Southampton in a good way. So I'm happy for him in regards to that. Jack Wilshere is, in a way, it's for him. It's almost a sad story. He's another Diaby, and it's unfortunate what's happened with him. I hope that he gets an opportunity somewhere else. It might have to be lower down the leagues. There were some talks about the MLS about a year or so ago. So hopefully he might get an opportunity there. But again, it's really sad. You know, I hope he doesn't decide to take early retirement, because I still think that he's a quality player, but probably just cannot play at that top tier level anymore. But yeah, me as an Arsenal fan, I'm happy about the business that we've done. I think we've done probably some of the best business, particularly because we've gotten the players that we really needed. As an Arsenal fan, I'm laughing at Manchester United because I know that they're just scrambling. I mean, all these desperation signings, Edison, Cavani, and Telles, and the rumors.
They'll still compete. Let's not get it wrong. They'll still compete. Even if they're missing players, they have a good team. They'll still be in the top 6 for me. So I wouldn't write them off. But yeah, it's all fun.
Not with Luke Shaw, they won't be.
It's not that. It's just clearly they already have a list of players that they wanted to go after, and they didn't get, like, Sancho's the guy that they wanted, and for whatever reason
they don't have the money to spend every year 100 mil on a player, man. Like,
Sancho
I'm not saying that they should spend 100 mil, but
they need a defense.
Their plan clearly hasn't worked.
Aaron Maguire,
and they're like Arsenal 5-6 years ago.
I think the smaller teams and stuff, I feel United would do much better. They have too much firepower. That midfield for me is just too good. Like they're just gonna create opportunities, and I think Cavani's gonna score. So I don't think they're gonna win anything, but I think they're gonna do better than people are. They're not gonna finish the bottom half of the table.
I think United are gonna die.
They'll finish like 7 or 8 this season.
I think United are going to die. I think they're going to die. I think Man City as well are going to. I think they're going to struggle.
Nah, Man City have got too much firepower, but Man United, I think you're overrating their midfield.
I would take any of their midfielders in our team. I mean, now we have Partey, but I mean, I take all except for the Scott McTominay. I'll take their 3-4 main midfielders.
Right now, because
I would take him. I think he's still talented. I think under Arteta he would be a different player. I think he's just stuck at United and he's lost motivation.
We're not talking about him under Arteta. We're talking about him under Ole Gunnersaurus. This guy is a ruin. He's a wreck right now. I'm looking at this guy yesterday and thinking to myself, that was once a super talented midfielder, one of the best in the world. And now, I'd rather have Mohamed El Nene. Seriously.
Yeah, word, real talk.
Pogba has dropped so much. And
he has.
When I look at him playing for France, which used to be the saving glory, used to look at him for France and go, he's performing for France differently. And now you just go, well, hang on a second, he's not even performing for France. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of the guy who went from Atletico to Barcelona and is now Antonio Griezmann. Griezmann is a waste man. He's rubbish.
I don't think so. I think he's just in a bad team where there's too many stars. He doesn't get the opportunity to play his game. He's not the star player there. Wait. Look how he plays for France and Atletico Madrid. He could be 100 million player. You need to be good, man.
Okay, guys, let's hear what our guys are saying. So, Squicketball said, Atletico, haha, you wanted to screw us, and look at you now. And now Zaha, bro, there was a call at 8:30 and nothing came out of it. And I just think that it was just to find out what they wanted for him to see if they would drop their demands. And that was a complete waste. I didn't even report on it, to be honest.
What, for
Kez?
Sorry, Apollo.
Yeah.
What, Zaha to Arsenal, there was a call.
Yeah, there was a call. It was just an inquiry to find out about the fee. Because nothing's really been happened. Last year they said 80 million and no one's inquired about him this year. He's dead food. So I think the call was just to find out what the fee was, and they haven't moved on it. So it's just dead. It always has been. What's up, Kez? CJ, I thought his release code expired in July. It expired in 30th of June, but there was a UEFA ruling to say that teams could extend in good faith as long as the season extended. The only other thing I heard out of that, which is what the correspondents have heard, was that Thomas Partey asked them to keep it at that amount in good faith until the end of the transfer window, and that's what they did. And to be honest, I don't think that Atletico thought that anybody was going to pay that money, because it's money all up front, and it's shocked. It's shocking to Arsenal fans. It's shocking to Atletico Madrid. They really thought they were going to have this player this season. And to be honest, Diego Simeone now, he's lost one of his best players. So it is what it is, man. Fiona goes, I know you too well. That's why I got the run right here, honey. I got the run right here. Jeff, excited by what Partey can bring to the squad, but only be excited when he signs on the dotted line. That's why we're with you on the last hour. Somebody else has asked us how long we're going to be on. I think it was Victor. Yeah, Victor is saying, how long are you planning to stream? We thought we'd just do the last hour with you guys so we can talk about the news as it comes in. And let's see, you guys are up, man. Mr. Bungle saying, Mr. B in the chat tonight, people. We're going to have a party. Amen to that, my brother. Amen to that. Kez, it's wicked, bro. Right back at you, man.
I don't know if you guys have already discussed this, but you know this deal could trip into about midnight or 1 o'clock if certain things happen, right?
But it's 95% done by James Bent. I think it's gonna.
I've got no doubt it's a done deal, but the actual
announcement, well, we know how Arsenal are. It takes 4 weeks to sign a contract, to announce the contract extension with Aubameyang. It takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks with Gabriel. So
I just can't work out.
Taking pictures.
Yeah.
For Celtic tonight, they've got Diego Laxalt.
Can't hear you, Neomis.
Yeah, Neomis, we can't hear
He's
you.
not on mute, but I can hear him.
Yeah.
As far as Rangers are concerned,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
No, something's with your mic.
Lose connection on your mic.
Stay away from the people in the chat. Stay away from those Tesco's 2-for-1s, man. Stay away from Neomis is working on that. CJ saying we need to win the Champions League. We need the Champions League. Yeah, we do need the Champions League, bro. Mr. Bungle.
At a time, though. Let's win the Europa this year, and then we'll do
the vaccine will melt our ghoulies. What's our midfield look like? Says Carlito. It has to be. Well, it has to be. You can put Saka on the left midfield. You can put Ceballos and Partey in the middle, because you don't really have to worry about defensive too much. If you do, and you're playing the top team, then you can put Maitland-Niles on the left.
What's your formation, Apollo?
I'm sticking with 3 at the back for now until we get that. Yeah, I'm sticking with it for now.
We got 2 giants in the middle of the pitch.
I know. And look, he's.
I don't think we need to stay with that. With Partey in that middle of the park.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Behind him. We need a 4-4-2, bro. We can go 4-3-3. We can go any combination where we don't need to have an extra defender now.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, look what happened in the last game. We started 4-3-3 and moved hybrid, so it's just going to be flexible right now. But and then on the right hand side, you have to stay with Bellerin for now. You got to stay with him for now. Overall, it's just an amazing midfield. I don't even look right now out of El Nene, Partey, Ceballos, and Xhaka. I would say at the moment, Partey is the main man in the midfield, and then Ceballos, then El Nene, and then fourth, I'd have to put Xhaka. Xhaka for me is bench fodder. Yeah, I'm sorry to say it, but he's bench fodder. Yeah,
I don't know how Granit Xhaka gets on the pitch anymore. Like I really don't know how. I don't know how he gets on the pitch anymore. Like Xhaka's time at Arsenal is done.
He's going to continue to be on the pitch for a little while.
I don't believe
until Partey settles in. We're going to see a lot more of Granit Xhaka, but we just have to bide our time. We've done our business today. We need to give the time to integrate these players. As you see, we all thought we'd be seeing Saliba by now, and we're hearing he's gone. So
we can't talk about Saliba on this channel at the moment now. After what I heard a couple of days ago, in regards to his mother and everything, you can't put a player like that on the pitch. He needs somebody with an arm around him, and they need to. He's only a young kid. And when you lose your mother at that age, a lot of things in your life just start going wrong. And it upsets me really when I hear fans talking about why isn't Saliba, but look, drop the Saliba thing. Let the kid do what he's got to do. Arteta, there must have been a reason for Arteta to do what he's doing. And I kept saying to you guys, trust in the manager, trust in the boss. And behind the scenes, it looks like there was something really drastic going on, and it was. So I wish the kid well. I just want them to help him, support him, and develop him. And let's forget about him being a player for Arsenal this season and move on with what we've got at the moment.
A couple of things on that. One, we aren't. It doesn't seem like we're going to loan him back out to Saint Etienne. So he's definitely going to stay, but I think he won't play for maybe a month or so until I guess things settle down in his personal life before he comes back to it. Also, David Ornstein just tweeted. Tony was right. Partey's not in London, but the deal is done. And he's going to be flying to Turkey for the international game that he has. But David Ornstein said it's a done deal. And there's a video that's just come out of Thomas Partey's agents leaving the La Liga offices after paying the sum and getting all that sorted out. So it's a done deal. I think I'm not sure. It's not going to be announced because he's not in London to take pictures and stuff. So I guess the Arsenal media team is going to have to just, one of those pictures with him wearing a kit to Photoshop or something like that just to announce it.
I'm looking at my source. My sources told me he landed here at 8:30.
No, David Orton just... Yeah, I thought so too, but I just read it right now. Like literally 2 minutes ago, he tweeted.
Yeah.
Oh, that's strange.
Ghana play Mali on Friday, I think. So
yeah.
He's going straight from Madrid to international duty.
Yeah, my source has said that he landed in 8:30.
They lied.
No, they're not. I know these people, bro. So Charlie Watts said that he's on his way to London, and that was at 6 o'clock. So the time.
Yeah, but it's 3 hours later. Maybe something something happened and they decided to just do the medicals and stuff and just, I don't know, why would David Ornstein lie, right? It doesn't make any sense.
No, it's not about lying. This is just about, do they want everyone to? Because I told you I was going to go down there about an hour ago.
Yeah, I know. I also saw Charles
Yeah.
posting that he was going to go there.
Yeah, and when I thought about it, I thought, hold on, if I do that and get stuck down there, I'm not going to be able to start this show. So I thought I better not do that. Charlie Watts, all them guys down there at the training ground, Colin, Gene, I trust my sources. So if they say he's there, then he's there. But as I said, just smoke and mirrors, man. Maybe they don't want everybody to know that he's out there because they just want to.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's packed. John just texted me.
Come.
He said he could. Yeah, he said he couldn't even park his car out
Fans
there.
will come.
Fans
will come.
It's mad right now. The chat people are saying, Kurt is saying, couldn't find Awar 3 days ago. Dropping, yeah. I mean, that just. You know what? I honestly think, Kurt, that they just got fed up of dealing with the Lyon president, because Arsenal don't work like that. They don't air their dirty laundry out in the public, and this guy was making it a circus. And that's not how Arsenal operate. And there's a gentleman's agreement when you do deals with Arsenal. Lille have done quite a bit of business with Arsenal. A lot of clubs have, and they understand the process. But this guy was shooting off the mouth. He was tweeting. He was tweeting all this stuff out. And it was just so.
First, though. He's not the first.
Yeah, but it's really unprofessional, Tony. It is, because what he was trying to do, Tony, was goad other teams in. City started inquiring.
We've seen that
PSG.
so many times in our time. We've seen all. Who can do that better than Real Madrid?
Yeah, but on this term,
they actually have a newspaper devoted just to Real Madrid, and that their sole job is to feed the media all that junk to try and upset players and put them in a position whereby a club is ending up forced to have to move a player.
And for sometimes
think about that.
Oh yeah, I am, but the end result of this blew up in his face, so it didn't work.
As I said, it shouldn't surprise you, Apollo, because we've seen this kind of antics happening for years, and it happens at all sorts of clubs in all kinds of different ways. Agents play games, and we know these games enough now to be able to say nothing phases us.
Yeah,
a president who mouths off and gives it all that big. And do you remember your guy at Crystal Palace? Was giving it all the big. Zaha, this Zaha.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, boom. Imploded.
Yeah. Kroenke has just hit the nail on the head. I think 2015 window has more damaging that we realize. I'm just convinced from 2016, Mustafi and Xhaka really screwed us up. Bro, I've been telling you that on this channel for 2 years. So agreed. I know you've been listening to me. I know you've been listening. Listen, Mr. Bungle saying Partey all day long. CJ saying Kroenke, facts for real, man. Kez is saying Pogba not performing in France. He didn't win the World Cup winners. Yeah, look, Pogba or Partey, I'm going Partey all day long, man. Partey all day long. If you haven't seen Atletico Madrid play, guys, they got one of the best defenses in the world. In the world. My problem is how are they going to function without Thomas Partey? I really don't know where that leaves them. Ebony,
that's up.
Don't talk to me unless you got a drink in your hand, girl. Where your drink there? Where your drink? Nice. Fling the ting. Fling the ting. Kurt saying the deal could not be confirmed until after 11. That's why we're here, bro. We're here to talk to you guys. What's this? Latest. This is a new subscriber. Subscribe to the channel, my friend, if you're not already subscribed, and hit that like button out there, guys. There's 70 people that are watching now. Hit the like button. He's saying, is there any possibility for a while? No, none at all, bro. That listen, next year we'll see what happens.
Lyon are in a bad predicament because the deal for Depay to Barcelona fell through.
They got rid of Jeff. They got rid of Jeff like 15 minutes ago, Tony. They fixed it. They got rid of him. So somehow they managed to get rid of him. They're fine. They don't need to get rid of any players anymore.
Yeah.
They got rid of the former Arsenal player, Jeff Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Yeah.
I'm loving this for your Walcott news. Jeff is saying this probably won't be announced until midnight, and we know the drill. Yeah, we do know the drill, bro. But you know what it is? It gone too far to go back now. It's gone too far to go back now, my brethren. Yeah, money paid, you know. Money paid, signed on the dotted line. Ink is already dry.
Cash. Money paid cash.
Ink is dry, Jeff. It's dry now, man. Yeah, Carlito, we're paying Ozil. Why don't we play him? That is going to be the thing right now. And you cannot have this guy sitting on the bench, even if it's for the cup games and the Europa. I don't care. Play him. Yeah. Curve the same. Looks like we're gonna power into the team. Yeah, we got power into the team. No more side passes and being forced back. This guy's a 6'1" beast. And we've got the amount of combinations you can have with our system now is just amazing. Let me go back to Ebony because I haven't even allowed her to get 2 words in. Ebony, what's going on, man?
What's
Partey.
up? Yes, finally. I'm hoping that he can do it in the Premier League. I mean, I know he's done it in La Liga, and he's part of the reason why Atletico Madrid are where they are. However, the Premiership is a new Premiership, is a new league for him, and it's going to be a lot tougher than La Liga. So, and I know he's 6 foot, he's a beast. He's a bitch in the midfield, and that's what we need. We need creativity. We just don't have creativity right now, and the fact that we're not playing Ozil, it just goes to show that we don't have creativity. Yes, we do have Ceballos, but we need a little bit more. So it's good news. It's good news, and I'll finally properly believe it when I see the images of him in the shirt, doing the keepy uppies, the press conference and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's good news. It's good news.
You gotta believe it now. We're in way too deep for this to just be a prank.
Too deep.
I'm not having that. It's done. And if it's not, I mean, I'm not even thinking about it not being done because it's not possible. It has to be. It has to be done. It's just been covered too much. The whole world knows about it. Even if you're not an Arsenal fan or a football fan, you've heard the name Partey today for sure. I think it was trending globally on Twitter. And apparently he was in London. I tagged you, Tony, but every time the AFC Bell tweets now, you just gotta take it. I mean, you just gotta believe everything he says. So he says that Partey was in London today, and everything is signed and stuff. And
that's what I'm saying.
I thought the medical was done in Spain, but
that was a pre. Colin said to me, I think have I taken this out? Colin said to me, his precise words were, where is it here? Here it is. It says, it was a pre-physical, so it was a pre-physical, and the second part of the physical was to be done in London. So it was just a pre-physical because obviously the money had exchanged hands, and then the second part of it was done in London. But my sources are directly inside London Coney, and they speak to all of the correspondents from the Mirror, from various different websites, agents and everything. So when they tell me that the man's in London, he's in London. Yeah. So I think it's just a little misdirection because as Afin Kankuna and Tony said, that place is jam-packed right now. John just sent me a text saying he can't even park his car right there. And I think to avoid all of that, the crowd and everything, they just don't want people to. If you tell people he's not there, then so what am I going to go down there for? It's only a training ground. The security there's really tight. But at the end of the day, I think there'd be more people out at the Emirates Stadium. Social distancing, funny, that's not happening this year. AFTV are normally out there. Fiona, so what do you think about the Man U signing of Cavani? Not much. I think he's over the hill. I think he's over the hill. Yeah, he probably should have gone to play in the MLS in America, in my opinion. The Premiership is not a forgiving place. Look,
everyone here doesn't back him, but I do back him. So I want to make that clear. I'm the outstanding member here. I think he'll do well.
I'm telling you. Hold on. How many goals do you think he'll score?
He's injured. He's always injured.
Okay, yeah.
He's injured,
I think he'll score 10.
He's always injured. He's always injured.
I think he's gonna score maybe 10 to 12 goals all
Do you
competitions.
know how many goals? Do you know how many goals Antoine Griezmann scored in 38 games for Barcelona last year?
Yeah, but how many of those games did he start, Tony? Full 90
9.
minutes.
9 goals.
Okay, yeah. So come on.
This is
9 goals, but how many games did he start?
Hang on, we're talking about a world-class striker. He was banging in 30 goals for Atletico 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, but then again, at Barcelona, there's so much competition. There's so much competition at Barcelona. That's what people seem to forget. So
look at Andrew. Andrew's.
Listen, the guy who's Gunnersaurus, he's probably got a family and bills and mortgage to pay. That's unfair.
I hear he was on good money though.
Yeah.
But then again, hopefully when the fans get back, he can resume his role again.
But can I just say something about that role? Because I got into a conversation with someone today about it, and I'm like, man was earning all of that to be the dinosaur. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I would pay money to do that. All areas at Arsenal on a Saturday, and all I got to do is say hello to a few kids around the ground.
I just walk around.
David tweeted Thomas Partey, Arsenal is done.
I'd be Gunnersaurus for a season.
I would do it. I would pay money.
How much does he get paid? What is it like? 40 grand or something like that?
So he's got paid some good money. I'm like,
so I think it's 60 grand a year from what I've been told, guys.
Hey, listen, just sign me up.
Yeah, 60 grand. That's what I've been told. It's Jerry, isn't it? It's Jerry Quay.
All you have to do is entertain kids on a Saturday around the pitch, and you got all access. Every Arsenal player is your best friend.
Yeah, it's Jerry Quay, guys.
Pay money for that, bro.
Yeah, Jerry Quay. Yeah,
it's Jerry Quay. Yeah, and for those of you who haven't seen a picture of him, here's Jerry. He's a great guy. If you haven't met him,
I don't know why we're talking about Gunnersaurus when Thomas Partey has been announced.
Yeah, that's guys,
freaking Gunners, I don't care about him. It's about Thomas Partey.
No, we care about Gunnersaurus, man. He's been at the club for 27 years, man. Guys, let's lift up a drink
Give
for
him like 5
Gunnersaurus.
seconds of moment of silence, and then David Ornstein has just tweeted that the Partey deal is done. That's what we're here about.
Sorry, Jerry. We gotta go. Gotta go,
it's
Jerry.
quite cute.
Oh man, look, Mohammed is saying, wow, Arsenal, come on, you Gunners. Sky Sports are about to announce something as well. Kez Xhaka is the guy who just plays, he makes mistakes, he doesn't drop it. Yeah, well, look, I don't know how we got away with all those mistakes, but it is what it is, man.
He's got to go.
Yeah. Kez, I agree with you as well. That was a really low blow when the guy asked about his mum. I thought that was really stupid. It was unprofessional. And look, like I said, I just want everyone to support the guy. And please, everybody, stop talking about when is Saliba going to play for Arsenal. Leave this kid alone, man.
Yeah.
And let's let him get the support that he needs. Mark T is saying Partey might even offer the defensive cut.
He will.
Wait.
It's much needed.
Rashan is saying, how much would you rate the transfer window out of 10? Actually, I'm about to put that on the YouTube channel as a poll because I did it 2 days ago. Remember I said to you guys what the poll was a couple of days ago, and you guys didn't like it at all, man. You guys came in hard. Neomis, what would you grade the transfer window right now? Willian, Gabriel, Partey, Pablo Mari, Suarez.
Minus Martinez.
Before today, I would have given it a 7. But today, I've got to give it a 10. Yeah, I would have given it a 7.
Gave it a 10.
Yeah. Because, no, you don't understand. At the beginning of this transfer window, I said this midfield needed to be sorted out, and we sorted out our midfield.
Hang on, what did you just score it?
A 10. He gave it a 10. 10.
I gave it a 10.
Are you mad?
Nah.
I know
What?
it's okay. He has his
wouldn't give it a 10.
reasoning. He has his reasoning. He's gassed.
Listen to you guys. You guys yesterday
What
were
is
crying
wrong
about.
with you, lot?
Hold on. Time out.
Listen,
Time out.
You know what,
Time
Ryan? You know what? Listen.
You guys were
Just
crying
let
about
me
Thomas
just-
Partey yesterday, and now the man walking to
Exactly.
London.
Tell him.
Best goalkeeper in England, and turn around and say you've got the best transfer. You've got a 10 window. Come on, brother.
No.
The
No,
best
no,
goalkeeper
come
in England.
No.
If the man wants to give the window a
hold
10,
on. Oh look, has Leno made any catastrophic mistakes that has,
No, it's not
that
even
has
about
cost us?
Leno
Yet,
and
not yet.
Martinez.
But anyway.
yeah, Martinez is the only knock. Yeah, that's a knock. That's a
It's
major
not
knock.
even a knock for me after we signed Partey. I mean, I
No,
said I would
no,
sacrifice him
no,
for
no.
Partey.
Nah, it would have been better with Martinez in there.
Martinez
Partey
is
fills
a
up
top-
everything.
Listen, Gabriel Martinez and Partey makes us top 2.
Bruh, no.
That's top 2.
No. You know what, Tony? Tony's right. Tony's right.
No, we're
You're
still
right.
missing a creative midfielder, guys. What is this?
No. Listen. People
Excuse
get
me.
biased.
Excuse me. Who does that?
Yes.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump does that. Excuse me. All right, listen. Danny Ceballos is a part of the summer transfer window. Think
Agreed.
about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did we also
But-
forget him?
Well, I think some people did. Guys in the chat, can you
Neomis.
please throw your grades up? How would you grade the
Neomis.
transfer window? I am gonna
Yes.
move.
If you scored it at 10,
Here we go.
that means that if we'd have kept Martinez, it would have been an 11 or a 12, surely.
Yeah, because
Right.
you know what? I would have been saying we're gonna win the league. That's exactly what I would have been saying.
So, guys, we put a poll up, and the poll says, rate Arsenal's transfer window so far with 24 hours to go. And you can see what I've written here, and I'll go into what I've written. I've said Gabriel signs, Mari signed, Runenson signed, Cedric signed, Willian, Luiz new contract, Aubameyang new contract, Saka new contract, Martinelli new contract, Ceballos loan deal, and Thomas Partey. So, 140 of you voted. 7% said excellent window. Gabriel and William are first team talent. 6% said best we could do. Done with no money coming in. 21% of you said it's a C, decent considering the situation we're in. The biggest vote was a D. You guys said not good enough. Should have taken less money on. We should have taken money on player sales. Shouldn't have taken less money on player sales. And it was an E. Totally rubbish. Will finish outside the top 6. 29%. So the bottom 2 votes had the most votes out of any of the options. Now I'm gonna put a poll up, which is gonna totally reverse that thing. And I'm going to get you guys to vote again. I'll do it after the show, not just now. Okay. And then we'll have a vote on it. Neomis, you've given it a 10.
Yes. We got the player that we wanted. We got the player that would make the difference. We got the player that would make us... No, guys.
I'm just asking.
Listen, do not...
I'm just asking you a question.
You're
not going to take half a point off for Martinez.
All right, 9.5 then.
Because if we keep Martinez,
done.
You can't give it an 11.
Done. If we kept Martinez, we would be challenging for the title.
Thank you.
Exactly. And everyone knows how I feel about Martinez.
African Gunnar.
You're nuts, man. You're nuts. For me, honestly, I don't think it doesn't make that much of a difference. I don't see that much of a difference. I've said this the entire time, yeah? I don't think there's that much of a gap between Leno and Martinez for me. Yes, I think Martinez is better, but I don't think because we sold him that, that changes where we're going to finish. Maybe by one position, maybe, if anything. But I think with Partey, obviously, before today, I would give it a 4.5. Quite disappointed. If we got Partey and Aouar, I would have given it a 10. Because we got Partey, I'm giving it an 8.5. I think that's fair. With all the business that we did with Oba extension, Martinelli extension, Saka extension, Ceballos, all the deals. Partey being the biggest one, I'm giving it an 8.5 for me. I think that's a fair.
Here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on.
Where are we at now? We've got 5 odd minutes to go, just under 6 minutes to go. Thomas Partey is going to be well late, but they signalled their intention anyway to get Partey in when they triggered the release clause. So it's happening behind the scenes.
Sure, it'll get done.
As soon as they do that for 45 minutes, for 45 million, we know they're very, very serious.
And that'll be an interesting one, as you say. Man United making another signing if they do.
Yeah, shut up, Harry Redknapp. He's talking about Thomas Partey, and you bring up Man United. Shut up.
I mean,
Right. So, African Guna, what was your grade?
I'm giving it 8.5. I think if we got Aouar and Partey, I would have given it a 10.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of investment, bro. Before I go to what, I wonder what Arteta said to make this happen. Says Kez. He said, if you don't bring this brother in, I'm leaving. That's what he said. He said, I'm tearing up my contract, Mr. Kroenke. If you don't bring this their brother in, this their stud, this man child, this beast. If you don't bring him in, I'm out. And here's your stinking contract. Give me my P45.
Arteta rang up Partey and said, welcome to Wakanda.
So let's do the grades. Andrew's given an 8. I won't mention his name, but I'm absolutely not convinced about the current goalkeeper. He said Neomis has been on marching powder. Guys, I'm looking for your grades. Carlito saying a 10 if we got Aouar and Partey.
See?
Rodriguez said,
that is right.
I'm not bothered about Aouar. I really am not.
Yeah.
He's a nice to have. Partey's the guy. Bertram said it, and he was right. Partey's the guy that you need.
I said it all along. I said the same thing. I just think that if you're looking at a complete team, you need an attacking midfielder. So that makes it a 10 for me because we needed 2 players, right? We needed a defensive player and an attacking player. We got the defensive player, which was incredible. So I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. When's the last time Arsenal had an 8.5 out of 10?
Yeah, maybe I agree. And you guys,
I mean, I'm a little bit confused. We talk about attacking midfielders. What the hell is Willian?
Yeah, I know.
No.
The winger.
What the hell is Ceballos?
I know.
Yeah, he's a mid. He's a center mid.
We've got 2.
Pepe.
Yeah.
If he plays in the middle of the park.
Yeah, I agree.
This is my guy. Come on, Bertrand. Tell them to say it.
I wasn't listening. I just came off a call. I just came off a long call. So I'm not ready to get beat up. So what's the question now?
Hold on. We'll come around to you, Bertrand. We'll come around to you. Let me finish with Rodriguez. And Tashi is saying Tony has some high-grade stuff. Hey, Tony, don't play. Tony, don't play
I think
that.
he's talking about this, Tony.
Yeah, Tony, don't play that. Rodriguez says an 8. Cricket Ball says our transfer window is 8.5. Mr. Bunda said, I said to my missus, trust in the process. Agreed, my brother. And get me a rum. Please. Bertram, fling something on the table in your cup.
You mean my I only drink water. I don't drink liquor. I don't drink.
Fling the water in there. Fling the water. Fling it. I don't drink water. Kez is saying 8 out of 10 for this window. If we had kept Martinez, it would have been, bro. If we'd have kept Martinez, that would have been a 10 right there. That would have been challenging for the league title. Kurt said, I rate this summer.
Atletico Madrid just tweeted that Thomas Partey's contract was cancelled because Arsenal paid the release clause.
Yeah, right.
Boy. 1 second.
Yeah, boy. Nobody says yeah, boy, like John Witherspoon. May he rest in peace. Kurt said, I rate this a solid 9. Victor says 10 if we sign Aouar. Come on, Victor, man.
It's not happening.
Come on, Victor.
It's not happening.
He says he gives it a 7. Ashik says, Partey, I'm not going to say the middle name, El Nene and Ozil in a hole with Uber up top. Top 4 guaranteed. I hear you, my brother. Tashi's saying, maybe the fund raised from the Emmy. No, because as I said, we owe a second-year payment of 20 million to Lille for Pepe, and everyone's forgetting about that. That's Martinez. I had to go at Robbie at AFTV. Robbie AFTV this morning was telling everybody we've got 20 million to spend from Martinez. I said to Robbie, no, brother. You're forgetting the maths, mate. The math. You got to think about the money we owe. We got to pay that Pepe down payment this year. Don't go telling fans we got 20 million to spend. So Atta says a 9.5. What creative midfielder does Liverpool have? Ordinarily, this should be an 8, but we just addressed a Vieira. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. We just addressed a Vieira size gap, guys. This that's over a decade of waiting. Has to be 9.5. My brother, you speak. Don't Tony, don't nod. Tony. What does Trump say again? Excuse me. Excuse me. Jeff is given this an 8. I give it an 8. It would have been a 9 if Awar was brought in as well. I know money is tight. I hear you, brother, man. Carlita saying, Neon miss drinking that shit. Tony, what's your grades? What would you give this transfer window?
In the great words of my colleague Skip Bayless, is it my turn? Okay. Neonis, I love you like cooked food, but you are mad if you think this is a 10, bro. This transfer window is flawed. Drastically flawed. Yeah, we've got 2 great pieces in Gabriel and Partey. For that, those 2 signings are 10s. Yeah, but what you have to consider is all the rest of the dross that goes around in this transfer window. Now, put it into its place. We bought a lot of players. I think. Tell me, well, we brought in about 8 players, 9 players.
I just listed them for you. I just listed them.
Technically, yes.
Yeah. So technically, we brought in about 10 players, of which Ceballos is a lion. Yeah, Ceballos, I really like Ceballos. Mari, I'm looking forward to seeing him integrated when he gets fit. Yeah.
Here we go. It's official, guys.
Yeah.
£55 million release clause. Remember, they were not going to negotiate unless Arsenal met that release clause. Arsenal have met that release clause, as we have been saying throughout the evening, and it appears now that is now done. We were talking about before that they might have needed a deal sheet because we thought this was going to go on late. Looks like Arsenal have done it before 11 o'clock. We're just waiting now for an official announcement from the Arsenal end to say that they have signed Thomas Partey. They've triggered that £45 million release clause. They've had the medical in Madrid. He's now expected to fly from Madrid, is Thomas Partey, to international duty with Ghana. They face Mali on Friday. But just waiting now for the Arsenal end of things to confirm that Thomas Partey is indeed
it's done, guys.
Arsenal player.
Spanish League have just confirmed that the deal is done.
Herrera just announced to Atletico Madrid as well.
Good. It's 11 o'clock.
Great, good for him.
And,
really good for him.
Let's move. Sorry, Tony, you finish off because you haven't given your grade yet.
So, as I was explaining, it's the pieces around these 2 players, the 3 players really, call it 4 players that we've got in that I really love. It's the other pieces that make me go, this transfer window is not as great as people are saying. Because we lost our best goalkeeper and probably the best goalkeeper in England. Yeah, that knocks that down immediately because you just don't do that. You just don't do it. You find a way to keep Martinez and get Partey and forget our because we've got creation elsewhere. And to be honest, creative midfielders, there are loads all over the place. Yeah, but great goalkeepers, they're hard to find. And Partey, he's a one-off. Yeah.
Okay, Tony, I have to stop you for a second. A statement with Sky Sports just reported a statement was made from Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey said, Stan Kroenke is in the business of winning.
Is he now?
That's his message.
Is he now? Okay.
Ebony, hold on, Ebony. Excuse me. I'm gonna be Donald Trump all day. Yeah, we spent 144 million last summer, and this summer we've gone out and basically got the biggest target that we were after from day one. You can't say that the board are not ambitious.
No, I'm not saying the board are. I'm not saying the board I'm not saying the board are not ambitious. It's just that statement that Stan Kroenke is in it to win. Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they believe that because think about it. Why did Saka sign? Why did
Can I
Aubameyang
finish off my
sign?
point now?
Sorry, someone's background is really loud in my headphones.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let me
Sorry,
finish
Tony.
off my
Carry on.
point. So the problem with this transfer window is we still have Mustafi, we still have Socrates, yeah, we still got Kolasinac, yeah. You know, we've just got too many players that we should have got rid of, and should, you know, we you know, I don't even know how the numbers stack up now, because we okay, so we got rid of Guendouzi and we got rid of Torreira, so that's 2 out, 1 in. Okay,
Yeah.
so we still should be okay on the.
But what did I
homegrown
say to you at the beginning of the transfer window? I said Arsenal would be lucky to get rid of 2 or 3 players, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because no one wants to buy them. They're
So
not.
we've just about done it by the skin of our nose.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, when you consider how long we've had to do that kind of business, it's actually woeful, because you kind of think, well, really? You couldn't get 5 million for Socrates?
No, they couldn't. Sad.
That's
Sad.
woeful.
Yeah, it is, but it's not it's not their fault.
We're looking at.
So when is my time? When is my time?
Oh, you're after Everton.
I'm done.
You're after Everton, yeah? Everton did great business, and they did it in a timely manner. All their players are integrated and playing football already.
Tony, Edu and Arteta walked in here half a season ago and was stuck with this deadwood. You can't blame them, man. Of course it is. It's not. If these players are not worth nothing, no team wants them. We even gave Mkhitaryan away for free.
I'm sorry. That is not an excuse.
Oh my God, it's not an excuse.
So what? The whole club has to sacrifice a year of business because they decided to restructure the back office.
Tony, for me, Tony, they can't win. You give a player away for nothing and earn nothing on him, they moan. You give a player away for undervalue. We were willing to take 3.5 million for Socrates for Napoli.
So I understand what you're saying, yeah, and understand
Arsenal
this.
just tweeted.
Arsenal are being bad at doing business. They've been bad. We didn't improve this window. We got 2 gems, yeah. Just like last year, we got.
Wait! I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you, Tony. Sorry. In a couple of minutes, Arsenal's going live on Arsenal website for the announcement.
Yeah, I'm on there right now.
Awesome. Just letting you guys know.
I think just listening to Tony and Apollo, I think the question is, what we are doing off the pitch, is it sustainable? It's all well and good saying Kroenke's about winning trophies, but is it sustainable? Because if it's not, it's going to change.
I agree, but you have to remember, let's forget about the fans, because fans are fickle. Let's think about the players. As I mentioned, Saka signed because he bought in. Aubameyang signed because he bought in. Partey signed because he bought in. Willian signed because he bought in. They're buying in because of Arteta. Don't forget the fans, because you're gonna get yays and no's with the fans.
Well, not really, because you got to think about it. These are players who want to play for Arsenal.
They want to win. They want to win.
Yeah. I know, but at the same time as you're saying fans are being fickle, players want to play for Arsenal. So if they have the opportunity, if they want the opportunity to play for Arsenal, they're going to sign. What we want as a club collectively is, do we have a sustainable business operation and financial plan moving forward? If it's not, that's what's got to be addressed, because that filters down through the manager into the players.
I hear you, but the plan, the sustainability plan has worked for 6 years. It's worked. What's not worked is the type of players. There's no point. Like, we've spent a whole heap of money, but when you're buying Mustafi and Xhaka, the plan ain't gonna work. if you spend 72 million on Pepe when you could have bought more for less, if that makes sense, it's not gonna work. So it's not and I've always said this to you guys, that the Arsenal Supporters Trust we've always been told there's transfer money available, which there has been, and we have spent money. There's no two ways about it. It's what we've done with that money that's different. So when I hear people talk about the Kroenkes, out with the Kroenkes and this and that, I'm like, what are you talking about? We're spending money. The sustainable plan, they're not taking money out of their own pocket. I agree. But that's not what
they're not spending money then, Apollo.
But that's not what they do. And let's not go back to that. We can't go back and forth. We can't go back and forth on that, Tony. We are Arsenal. We don't do that.
Taking your operational cost. Even the purchase of the club was not their own money.
Yeah, of course.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. But again, as I said, we're talking about something that doesn't exist. That we're talking about a model that doesn't exist. Let's get back to reality and understand what our model is and move from there, because that's when we can have bona fide conversations about where we are financially. When we start talking about he can take money out of his pocket and do this, we're not talking about Arsenal. We're talking about something else. So
I just say that this is twofold, because what we're asking our owners to hold our back office accountable. We're talking about our recruitment, our manager. So it does start from the top. There are various different levels of you've got the finance and so forth. But we want our owners. If as fans we're not happy with what's going on the pitch in recruitment, then you have to ask the question: are the owners happy? And if they are happy and there is a disconnect, then that model is not sustainable moving forward.
I agree, and that's the reason why they have a new model with technical director and Vinay's model. That's why Sanelli's not gone, because now it's all spread it out. You can actually pinpoint where the problems are, and that's why this new model works. Most top teams in Europe have it. Tony, did you give your grade before I move on to Ebony? I'm not sure if you gave your grade.
Because I hadn't finished my spiel.
Okay,
but
all right.
to wrap it up, I think there's still a lot of questions to be asked about the way in which Arsenal do business. And I know you're saying that, look, these guys have only been in for a short period of time. But it's a bit like saying, if I come to your company, Apollo, and I say to you, I'm a great salesman, give me a target. I'll go on the road and sell you £1 million worth of stationery. You don't come in and say, okay, I'll give you a year to get that up and running. You just expect me to hit the ground running and start selling £1 million worth of stationery. Yeah? You're paying me to do that. So these guys coming in on their big salaries are expected to do the job immediately. So guys like Sven Mislintat, when he came in, hit the ground running, bam, deal's done. Vinay, deal's done, bam, bam, bam. The problem is we still haven't changed the culture of getting in and out. In is coming in. I'm happy with what came in. I'm still worried that we're not able to get out the way we should do.
I agree with you. I actually agree, because Martinez should have never been sold.
That singular issue there, this window gets an 8. Still a good mark.
Yeah.
Still a great mark. But it's the outs that cause it to go down.
That's the Martinez thing. Ebony, how do you grade this transfer window?
All right, I'm gonna put some reality in check here. I'm gonna give it a 7 for the reason why I'm not giving it a 10 is simply because, I'm the biggest fan of Martinez. We should never have gotten rid of him. Okay. Also, as you've alluded to, we've still got some deadwood. Xhaka is still there. Mustafi is still there. Socrates is still there. All these players that need to go. Yeah. So if I'm going to be real about it, I'd love to give it a 10, but I can't give it a 10 simply because it's not worth the 10. Yes, we've re-signed certain players and we've got in, all the other players as well. But one of the things that makes a team successful is your goalkeeper. And we can all harp on about how good Leno was this week, but that's one game, and he's not better than Martinez. I don't care what anyone says. So therefore, on the basis that we didn't keep Martinez and we still got some deadwood in there, I'm giving it a 7.
And Mr. Bungle raises a point which I've raised many times. A lot of people keep saying we got rid. Martinez wanted to go because we lowballed him with the contract offer. He wanted out of here.
It's been announced. It's been announced. Arsenal just announced Thomas Partey on Twitter, on all the social media.
Yeah, I'm on their Twitter page. I'm just waiting to see. They're saying that it's something that's going to be at 11:15 tonight, which is actually now. So let's see. Yes, it says welcome to the party. Yeah, okay. So let me just move off to this and see if I can share screen. So, guys, that's what it looks like. You can see, and I think you guys can all see it. Arsenal's Twitter page says welcome. It says welcome Thomas Partey. Yeah, it's official, guys. It's done. It's official. It's done. So let's move on to Ebony. So Ebony, you've given it a 7, yeah?
7.
Okay, Bertram, what do you? How do you grade this transfer window?
So I've been chomping at the bits to get my 2 cents in. And someone reminded me that my mic is loud, so I'm going to talk really low as best as I can. There's a lot to unpack here. COVID, someone mentioned Mislintat, Edu, business model, owners. For any organization, it starts at the top. So if you have great owners with great vision, they'll select a CEO to run their company. The CEO has a strategic vision about how to run it. Sometimes the owner functions in a capacity like Bezos does, and they can actually help to sort of build their business, figure out how to distribute their product, what the infrastructure should be, all of that good stuff. The Kroenkes haven't done the best job historically of putting the right people in place to run their business. Now, what I've seen more lately is somebody's playing music in the background. It's very distracting. What I've seen more lately is what has transpired is they become more ruthless. So all this crying about Gunnersaurus being let go, workers being let go, what they have realized is that you have to run this like a business. And business sometimes doesn't have empathy or sympathy. It's all about the numbers. And they have employed a strategy where they're bringing the people who they believe can run their business. They have got rid of what they're going to call dead weight. They have put a plan. It's a self-sustaining model, meaning you spend what you make. And probably it's one of the few businesses that done that in the world, because most businesses spend what they make, but they have extra money that they make that they distribute to their owners, distribute to their shareholders, put in the bank for a rainy day or to save to build their wealth. So in essence, we're asking a business to be run as a country club, and that's not how they run their business. So we have to live with that. Now, the model they're employing, I'm smiling about, because what you're seeing is, as Tony used to call it, we're now buying stallions. We're not buying deadweight. And they complain about Mustafi and Mavropanos and Xhaka, because the people who were in place, like Gazidis, were buying donkeys. And the donkeys, you can't get rid of donkeys because nobody wants the donkeys. They want stallions to go run their race. So fundamentally, that's what has transpired. They're now buying assets like you see with a, what's the side that Bellingham is playing for in Germany, Dortmund, where the assets have sell-on value. Partey may not, because he's 28, but you can sell Gabriel tomorrow for £50 million, frankly, not £27 million. They're buying younger players who have value to it. So, Awa, for example, you said about Awa, if they never mention Awa, no one will be complaining. No one will be upset. If they never mention Awa, they'll be satisfied with Partey. Now they have raised the expectation and people all get excited. I thought Awa was always a nice to have, not a must have. Frankly, you can place Ceballos in that position, and we have seen from the last couple of games, Ceballos being creative, Ceballos creating chance and opportunities. That's evident and that's there. We talk about Mislintat. Who did Mislintat buy? Yeah, he bought an Aubameyang, my one-dimensional footballer, but he also bought Mavropanos. He bought another players who haven't worked out really well, right? So there is no surety when you're in this game, but at least we can see Edu with his Brazilian contacts, and players bringing players. People seem to realize that. Gabriel got brought in by the David Luiz and the Williams of the world. Didn't get bringing along by Edu, because they wanted to play with their countrymen and players they think have similar qualities. So I don't think we should be fastidious and pedantic about this whole thing. We're so hard to play. It's really, really difficult to deal with fans. Like today, I was silent most of the time. I saw African Gunner, stuff. I was silent most of the day because I'm sitting there thinking, you know what Arsenal was doing? They were going down to the last minute to not overspend. What was the purpose of buying the player 2 months ago for 45 million? We're going to try to negotiate to get lower. They didn't get it lower. They still got the deal done.
Yeah, that's still
who does that? You get first. Go ahead.
No, you're right. We had this conversation last week after the Liverpool game. When we were saying Arsenal are just waiting till the last minute to see, because remember, it's a game of chicken, right? Who moves first loses.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, guys. We're in a COVID era. A lot of people can't even put food on the table. And we talk about National League may not being existent. Money is not in abundance anywhere unless you own oil in the Middle East, it appears. Money's not in abundance. Man U decided not to buy Sancho. There's a reason. Because they believe every player should be 30% discounted in this market. That's why they offered 90 or 80-something million pounds. They're not paying you full price. Guys, think about this. Barcelona and Real Madrid are not making purchases. Let me repeat that. Barca and Real, who makes between 8 and 700 million in revenues total per year, that number is significantly lower. They're not making. I'm sure their fans are losing their minds because Barca hasn't done well in the Champions League. I'm sure their fans are losing their minds. You can't spend what you don't have. So I was summarizing my long soliloquy by saying that I give the transfer grade a 9.5 because you know what? To me, Partey is a 10 and Gabriel is a 12 out of 10. And those two alone, all this crying about Martinez, he's gone. He's gone. We ain't gonna have him. And you know that 20 million paid for Pepe or paid for Partey. It's a zero-sum game, guys. You gotta give up to get. It ain't a zero-sum game. So this whole concept about I've been watching Arsenal when Wenger went and bought 4 players because we got trashed by Man U, and he bought and you know what? My manager was part of that. Arteta was in that 4 he bought. Are we selling every players that we have? Adebayor, Nazarene, who I love. We had to sell them to buy. We sold Martinez. We have a keeper who's a decent keeper. I'm sorry, I'm not buying into this nonsense about, you know what, it's a bad transfer window. It wasn't great. We bought Gabriel and Partey. Let me say this. Our stomach is now well situated. The belly of the team. We can't get rid of David Luiz, by the way. But Gabriel and Partey right up the middle. We put a Aubameyang up top. Is where we need to strength. The spine is strengthened. So I'll stop talking by saying, you know what? I'm a happy camper.
I hear you, but I think what the people,
9.5.
I think what the people were saying, Bertram, is that because Martinez is part of the transfer window, you have to take that deal into account, which is fair. It's fair enough. It's
guys. No, Apollo. It's not fair. Apollo. You have two. Apollo. You have two numbers. Apollo. No, Apollo. Because you're biased. You're not objective when it comes to this.
No, it's got nothing to do with it. It's business.
No, it is. I'm telling you, it is.
All right. Listen. A transfer window is based on players going out and players coming in. Can't be more simple to you than that.
No. But you know what? So which one you prefer, Martinez or Partey? Which one you prefer?
It doesn't matter who I prefer.
Partey.
We're judging the transfer business as a whole. That doesn't mean just players coming in.
Martinez had to go. He had to go for a couple of reasons. He had to go because you know what? The manager says he's not number 1, and 2 is he want to leave, and 3 we got money for him. He had to go.
So you have to judge the manager on that decision as part of the transfer strategy. Doesn't matter what you.
Based on my game more recently against Liverpool and against. I think I would like Leno to stay. He's good enough. I prefer Martinez, but you know what? That differential is not so great. We are overly perturbed. Leno is a quality keeper.
That's what I said.
Yeah. So anyway, it's fair to this, guys. Look, we're judging it. You can judge it however you want. I don't really care. But players in and players out is part of the transfer strategy. So that's a good grade, Bertram.
It's an amazing grade.
Vincey, what would you give it? I mean, personally, I give it an 8.5, and Martinez is a big reason.
I still think it's a good window, but
yeah.
5 is
big
extraordinarily high.
Big time. Vincey, what would you give this transfer window grade?
It's interesting. I think it's great that we've managed to get hold of Partey. if you stop and you think the trauma that the fans have gone through over this summer, we've been talking about Partey for a long period of time. And, you know, Bertram's alluded to the fact that, well, actually, we didn't get any money less on his price. The only thing we probably missed out on is 3 points against Liverpool.
Yeah.
So,
Vincey, before you carry on, Bertram was quoted by saying a month ago to all of us, I don't care about any player in the transfer market. He said, if you get Partey, that's a game changer. That's all he said. Bang. Yeah. And you can put that in caps. He said, if we get Partey, forget, look, Gabriel, all this thing, whatever. He said Partey is a game changer. That's it.
Let me say one thing, guys. Partey means no Xhaka. That's how I view it.
No, we don't know that yet. We don't know that yet. Hopefully.
Go on, Vincey. Go on, Vincey. Guys, hold on. Let Vincey finish. Let Vincey finish. Go on.
I think on the essence, Partey is a game changer. But he's a game changer once the team around him is settled and are performing. So we have to be mindful of our expectation of how Partey is supposed to hit the ground running with the rest of the team functioning around him. You think about players who have gone. Martinez, for me, I'm going to miss him. For the rest of the season, we're going to be talking about Partey in the midfield, but I don't want to be hearing anyone talking about mistakes or lack of confidence in defence, because it's going to be affected by Martinez leaving. Leno, great shot stopper, and he done great in the Liverpool game. And if you think about it, he should be a competent goalkeeper within a settled team. So if we get four, we have Gabriel. He's hit the ground running. I'm really impressed with him. Having Owa would have been good. I think getting Willian is a good acquisition, but again, I don't think Willian can play every single game, and I think that's where fans have to again look at how the team gels and expectation. So I'll probably give it a 7.5. I'll probably give it a 7.5.
That's decent. Style has given it an 8. Sorry about the cough, guys. Style has given it an 8. Have we got any more scores down here? CJ's given it a 6.5. CJ, Gabriel and Partey stand out. That's a spine, bro. CJ, how many years have Arsenal fans been asking for a spine? They give you a spine.
Yes.
And then you give them 6.5? CJ, I know you way better than that, bro.
Okay, but
D, I'm shocked. You've given it a 6, D. Go on, Vincey, while I'm going through this.
I'm hearing you guys, I'm hearing this talk about spine, okay? When you're saying spine, Aubameyang is not at the top, okay? We think he can play at the top, but the manager's playing him on the left. So if you're saying a spine, you're going to expect Lacazette and Eddie to score the bulk of those goals at the spine. The work rate may be there, but we also need goals. So it's still a working process. It's a still working process. The team has to gel and they have to hit form together. We're moving in the right direction, and that's the positive thing.
I hear you, man.
So I'll say this, which is the formation will change going forward. So you're going to be able to play 4-3-3 now, than trying to be defensive against the better teams, because you'll have a better midfield between Ceballos and Partey and even El Neni versus what you had before. Now you can have a ball-playing midfield with some creativity on top of it with the Ceballos. Alba's going to go inside, there's no doubt in my mind, and you're going to play William, Pepe, and Saka on the wing. You'll have a more balanced team, more creativity, more firepower. It's a different construct. And Tierney and Bellerin are playing on the outside.
Yeah, that's what I said. The biggest thing is that Niles and Saka are going to interchange on that left wing because they can just offer you so much. Niles offers you a better defensive game. When the going gets tough, you can put him on a Sterling, a Traore, or whoever you want. A little bit disappointed. Man United was going in for Zaha, and that didn't happen. Man United just had a really bad day today. Yeah. They've had a really bad day. But I think that we've come out of this really well. Do you know who's come out of this amazingly well? Aston Villa. Oh my God. Ross Barkley to Villa was a masterstroke, and that went under the radar. I mean, Barkley and Jack Grealish in the middle are press resistant. Those guys are so good with the ball on their feet. I saw Liverpool try to press them, and they just nothing. And they are just so good in the midfield, and the creativity defensively, Villa they're gonna be in there, man.
Nah, I think Tottenham and Everton were really good in this window.
I
thought Tottenham did a really good job, and I think Everton did an excellent job.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Damien's asked a good question.
Damien. Damon, so we have a player who can drive with the ball and is press resistant. Any worry that this won't solve our issues in creative? I think the creative issue is elsewhere, to be honest with you. I think Willian hasn't turned up for 3 games, and they got to sort that out. What I liked about them is when I saw Saka move into that number 10 role behind the front line. He did an awesome job. I mean, that's why he got the man of the match in the last game against Sheffield United. I think that they can cook up a few things there. We've seen Arteta tinker with putting Pepe, sliding him in the middle, sliding him out left. There's various formations that they can go with, but what we haven't seen is the 4-3-3 in abundance. And I think that moving forward, that's what they're going to work with, Damien. I definitely do.
I think too many of our forwards are not creative. Abba, Laka, and Nketiah, they're not creative. So when you watch Liverpool play, and Firmino, and Mane, and Salah, they're ridiculously creative. That's why the midfield doesn't have to be for that team. Some of our better paid players, and supposedly best players, are not creative. That's our challenge.
I wouldn't count Salah in that creative mode. He's a killer finisher, but I don't think...
No, he's ridiculously creative. Tony, because Tony...
What did he get last year, bro?
Because he's selfish. Don't be confusing creativity with selfishness. Ask Tierney. Ask Tierney how creative he is. Ask Tierney how creative it is. Ask the PB player games.
Yeah, okay. Every defender will say that about Aubameyang, but he ain't creative.
No. Tony, watch the games. I watch other Liverpool games. Tony's wrong.
It's really weird because Tony's mic is quiet and your mic is loud. So the disparity between...
Let me turn it down.
But
Curve
listen,
this thing and stop shouting. Stop shouting.
Salah get last season?
The computer is messing up.
I think if you looked at the season before, he was very creative. Last season, he didn't create that much.
No, Tony, creative doesn't mean that I pass the ball to someone else. Part of creativity is, can I beat the man in front of me, 2 or 3 people? No, I'm telling you, that's my definition of creativity.
Yeah, but you can say that about Aubameyang. You don't score.
He can't beat his mother. He can't beat his grandmother. The only person can beat is Zuma. Sorry.
Guys,
don't score 30 goals if you ain't beating players. Simple.
Guys, Vinci has asked a good question, which we said we would address when the transfer window was over, which is, where are Arsenal going to finish now? Guys in the chat, let me know where you think Arsenal are going to finish. I'm actually going to put the poll up on the YouTube channel, but just to hear you guys out now, Neomis, where do you think Arsenal are going to... It's going to be top 4 for me. I said 4th. We sold Martinez. I said 6th. But then I said, if Partey comes in, it's top 4, and I'm gonna lay my hand out again and say it's 4. I'm going up and down like a yo-yo because of this damn transfer window. Neomis, where are we gonna finish?
At the beginning of this, whole window, I said we would finish 5th, but with us signing Thomas Partey, with how this season has started, I could actually see Arsenal finishing 3rd. I think we're going to be firmly in the top 4. like I know Bertrand touched on it, saying that Thomas Partey is a game changer. I think he completely makes us completely flexible. Like we talk about lazy, Mesut Ozil. We now can make lazy effective. We now can really get the best out of it, because you have now physicality, athleticism in that midfield, work rate, and if you put Thomas Partey in there, for me, with a Maitland-Niles, you just let Ozil just say, go, do your thing. Then you have Real Madrid Mesut Ozil in there, creating chances. And plus you got fullbacks as well, creating chances. It's done, it's over. We have become very difficult to beat, and okay, we might struggle maybe scoring some goals here and there, but we are going to become absolutely ridiculously difficult to beat. We are either drawing or winning games, and it's that simple.
So you said third. So who's going to finish above us? Looking at the league, how I'm looking at it right now, I mean, it's for the taking, bro. If you put a string together, especially in this tough month, right? This October is hell for Arsenal. Could you imagine if we beat City? Everybody else is at the moment. And could you imagine if we get a result later on against Leicester City, and we have Man United in 3 weeks? Could you imagine? And please, this is the right time to play Man United at Old Trafford. Could you imagine if we get results in those games? And this is supposed to be a month that we die in, bro. If we do well in those games,
it's time to dream now. With the way how the season is starting, it's time to dream of the way how the season is starting. Like we could now start talking. If Arsenal do well in October, we could start talking about can we
title contenders.
So here's my confusion.
Hold on, Bertram. I just want to go to the guys before the numbers. We've got a lot of people. We got over 60 people watching, so I just want to get through some of these before they pile up. Curve says we'll finish fourth. Mr. Bungle finished fourth. Andrew third. Cool K second. Curtis first. Where is Kurt? Kurt says, I think third or fourth. It had originally said fifth. D is saying sixth. Martinez was a massive loss. If Arsenal get Zaha, that's not, the transfer window's done, bro. It's done. It's what it is now, mate. Jeff has said third. Still a work in progress. I agree, mate. CJ is saying fifth. I think that is it. That's it for now. Did you want to say something before? Actually, let Ebony go first, and then I can go to you. You've got your time, Bertrand.
What was the question again?
Where are Arsenal going to finish this season?
All right. Now that we have the reinforcement that we've been waiting for, I'm gonna say somewhere between third and fifth. I'm keeping optimistic. I think that once Partey and Gabriel get up and running together in that spine, then I can actually foresee. I'm no mystic, Meg, but I can actually foresee that we can do quite well.
So I'll take your top level because we're all feeling great about the team tonight and what they've achieved. Look, when we woke up this morning, Ebony, nobody said Thomas Partey was coming.
Everyone was like, "Oh, he's not coming. He's not signing," and blah blah blah, and Aouar's not coming, and and the Thomas Partey deal is out the window. And to be honest, I thought the same thing as well, because I tend not to believe anything until I see it on Arsenal.com.
Oh no, I believe all the. When my sources, I got a message this morning at 8:15 on my phone, and it said, "Made a call about Zaha, and then we're interested in bringing some Swedish guy in," and I couldn't even remember the guy's name. Actually, we signed him. We ended up signing the guy, but I got the text and I was like, I just kissed my teeth and fling my phone down and just carried on.
I know we've signed 2 teenagers that are going into the under 18s. Yeah. So, but good luck to them. I hope they do well enough to make it in the first team. But with regards to Partey, I thought he was going to end up staying at Atletico.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But we've got him now. And we'll just see what happens. Nobody knows what game he's going to play. His first game is going to be. It will be good if it was against Tottenham. But but yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, everyone's going to be watching the Ghana game in an international. I don't watch internationals, but believe me, I'm watching the Ghana game this week. Bertrand, where are we going to finish, bro?
So, I mean, I think I've said before that I think it's going to be the most competitive season in the PL. And because everyone is now jockeying for position, no one will be left behind. Tottenham has improved significantly. We have seen Everton. Even teams like Villa are doing better in terms of spending money, frankly. So there's a top 7, a top 6, a top 7. I'd be curious to know what people's finishing spots were prior to this transfer window, because I see all these grades of 6 and 5 and whatever it is, and now I'm hearing that everybody's saying second or third, even someone's saying first. So the question is, what has changed so materially for you to then say you're going to expect us to be in top 4 when we're saying this transfer window was not exceptional?
Okay, so I can answer that for you. The first thing is that we landed our prize target, which we've been trying to do all summer. Twofold. The second reason is because the other teams are absolutely been shocking. Alisson is out for 4 to 6 weeks. How are Liverpool going to deal with that? They're not dealing with it very well. Man City have not got their 2 central defenders. They look. You think 9 losses and leaking goals last season was bad? Wait till you see what happens this season. They cannot defend for the life of me. Man United, let's not even go there. Chelsea look good. So for me, that nullifies, which is my question to Neomis. When Neomis said third, I said to Neomis, well, who's going to be above us? Because right now, I don't see the top teams from last year are not. Look at them; they're shocking, and we're supposed to be.
We are cherry picking,
worried about playing us,
and we're not providing the whole picture. So let's back up. So Liverpool had no Thiago and no Mane when they played. Thiago and Mane are 2 of the best players in the world, and they had no Alisson. So 3 of the best players were in any team not playing would be challenging. Man City had no forward. There's no Aguero. And you know what? They didn't have the Brazil starting center forward either. So we're saying these teams are going to be, and they just bought Diaz, who's a good player. So when you're thinking about a team, think about the holistic team. If we don't have Aubameyang or we don't have Gabriel, we're challenged. Think about us not losing 2 or 3, or they didn't have Henderson either, Liverpool. So let's think about the teams, and Chelsea didn't have Ziyech, don't have Pulisic, who are starters. No, but I'm just saying, balance the equation out. When you're thinking about these things, balance out the whole equation. Think about teams being all their players available. Sometimes you have injuries, and then you can make an informed decision about your expectation for the season.
Yeah,
I think the 3rd and 4th and 1st that we are providing as where we're going to finish is resulting, and with the rhetorical question I was asking, is resulting from the players who we have signed. Gabriel and Partey are what's driving this perspective on finishing 3rd, 4th, or 2nd, or 1st, for that matter.
You know why I can't, and I'm not going to disagree with what you're saying, but the reason why I won't give that a bly, when we can call it an intangible, the reason why I won't do that is because over the last decade or so, Arsenal have had more injuries than any other team, and no United fan, no Liverpool fan ever said, oh, they're losing this player for the season, so give Arsenal a bly. Oh, they sold Thierry Henry, they sold Fabregas, they got rid of their best players, they sold Van Persie, let's give them a bly. No, I'm not going to give them a bly, Bertram, because
no, Apollo, you're misstating what I just said.
I'm not.
No. You are, because we're talking about individual games, not entire season.
Yeah.
No, you are. I'm telling you, you are.
Okay.
I know what I'm saying.
So, right, I know what you're saying. And before I said my sentence, I said, what you're saying isn't wrong. I said, I'm choosing not to go with that, because when we were suffering injuries and players out for the season and 6 months, and this star player was sold off because we needed the money, no team or fans ever thought about us. So
care. The point is, where are we going to finish?
I don't care about Mane having COVID. I don't care about Alisson being out 6 weeks. I don't care. We've got to go in and play them, and so do other teams. And Villa beat Liverpool, the champions, 7-2. That's not my problem.
I'm champion who ran us off the field when we played them the week before.
Yes,
ran us off the field.
They did.
I don't understand the logic.
Yeah, the logic is that these teams that have these intangibles still have to turn up, just like we have. Nobody felt sorry for us, We had to turn up without our best captain and our best players because we sold them off because of various different reasons, because they wanted to leave because we weren't ambitious enough. And no team ever felt sorry for us. They didn't care. You know what they said, Bertram? That's great because Arsenal are out of the equation. Arsenal have.
But I keep saying that's not my point. My point is,
I know
we're judging. We're judging the team based on them being at full strength. Each team should be judged based on the players they have. Just like you can't judge Tottenham now without Bale fully. Right. When Tottenham has a full team, when Arsenal has a full team, when Liverpool and Man City, we're going to struggle to finish fourth still.
I agree, but what I'm saying to you is, and again, let's make this clear. I'm what you're saying. I actually agree with you. What you're saying, I'm saying my opinion and the way how I'm going to perceive it is, no one felt sorry for us when we were suffering. So I'm not going to feel sorry for the teams that are currently suffering. We don't judge the season over the matches when these teams are fully strength. We judge it over 38 games, and those 38 games have already started. And whether you're ready for the race or not, your points will be judged and tallied up at the end of the season. And that's why guys are saying second and first and third, and because we have a tangible time because other teams are suffering weaknesses. And while you're correcting what you're saying that they're not at their best, I don't care. Because when we
but I wasn't making the point that we should care. The point I'm making is that if I'm judging a team over 38 games, and I'm thinking, say 4 games from now, Liverpool have all their players at their disposal, similar to Tottenham, similar to Chelsea, similar to Man U, then we're going to struggle to finish fourth still. Yeah. Because Chelsea has their defense. Every team has some weakness.
Yeah.
Man City is their wing backs. Chelsea is their defense. Man U is their defense. Tottenham is their defense. Now, what we have done is we have solidified our defense, apart from David Luiz, frankly, because I still think he's a weak link. But at least our defense is as good as any defense in the league. The Liverpool defense, without Van Dijk, is not a great defense, frankly.
I'm going to let the others chime in because me and Bertram have had the last 5 minutes. But I do want to say that if we get through this tough month of October, and remember, you said every team has their weaknesses. Our weakness is creativity. And I think if we overcome that, which I trust Arteta will, I trust we'll see a different formation. We'll see him start to play to his strengths rather than us playing to our weaknesses. And I think that we are going to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And if we get through this month, the teams need to watch out for us. Like, remember in our last podcast when people were saying, "Oh, we got Man City next," I was like, "Hold on a second. Man City should be worried about playing Arsenal. Why are we afraid of playing them? They should be afraid of us." So I'm turning that into a positiveness, and I'm turning that as in the fact that we need to play to our strengths and we need to make other teams fear us. Arteta says, "I want to attack teams. I want to destroy them. I want to annihilate them." That's what I want to do. I want to make them afraid of playing Arsenal. Leomis, let me go to you on this if you got something to open up and say.
I agree with both of your points. And I mean, the part that I agree with Bertram is more so the fact that I do think that City and Liverpool, for me, I think that they're still the oddities. They're going to have bad moments of the season, like they have been so far. But for me, I still think they're going to be the strongest too. But I think what Arsenal have right now is that I'm a true believer that defense wins championships, and I think that our defense has grown a lot better. I do agree with you, Apollo, though, that we will struggle to create and, in essence, score goals. We just kind of have to hope that Lacazette and Nketiah and when Martinelli comes back, that's enough to kind of push us along the way. But I think what we have right now is enough to get us into the top 4 and that little bit more. I think it's going to be tough, but like I said in the last show, if we beat the teams that we're supposed to beat, the teams that are below us, there'll be teams that are like the potential giant killers like Brighton and Palace and Villa and Everton, who like we gotta watch out for. Like if we don't turn up, like they're the teams that could easily slap us. But if we play to our ability, like there's no reason why we can't get into the top 4. Like I'm 100% confirmed with that.
Yeah. Vincey, actually, did you give your prediction for top 4 before I go to Ebony?
No, I
I've already
haven't.
been.
All right. All right, go on, Vincey. Let you finish.
I think I hear what you're saying, Bertram and Apollo, but we have to believe in our team. Okay, we have to believe in how we ended last season, and we have to believe in the pieces that we have here. And like Apollo says, at the end of the day, it's not about teams having their best players and they're just automatically going to get a result. Everybody, if everybody has their best players, they still have to perform. And we are now showing consistency that we are very defensive, hard to break down. That should give confidence for having a better goal against this season. I think third place would be a great season for us, even in the position where we are right now, based on who we played, how we're playing, who's going to come in with injuries, and how the fixtures move forward. I think if we were to finish sixth, would be a bad season considering. So I'm hoping that how we played towards the end of last season, we're going to kick on. I'm looking forward to a strong second half with Martinelli coming back in. I'd like some Pepe having a stronger second half of the season. You know, I'm hoping we can avoid injury. If we can avoid all of those things, we should have confidence that whether it's on goal difference, second, third, or fourth, it doesn't really matter. It's a case of how we can consistently play in each game. So as I said, I think our ceiling is third, based on if everybody else has a good run. If we finish sixth, I will be very disappointed.
Yeah, so, me too.
Yeah, guys, I would say this, guys. We have 9 very good teams in the league. And all those fans for those teams on the top 4 are going to have meltdown. Yeah. They all have heightened expectation. So I want to manage my perspective and expectation because I'm sure Spurs, by getting Bale and all the acquisitions they've made, they've gone over the top to try to get top 4. Everton, I'm sure their fans have great expectation. So does Wolves fans, maybe a little less. Leicester fans do. We do. That's the 5 teams on the top 4. So it's going to be a very, very tough season. And we shouldn't lose it if we don't get top 4 because the competition is better than it's ever been before.
Agreed.
And it's only getting more so.
Tony, where are you going to see us finishing up this season?
Okay, so I actually think there's been a lot of really great points. I'm going to jump on the back of what Vincey has just said and say the following, and I've already put it in the chat. Great teams with poor coaches are poor teams. Yeah?
Very, very.
Great teams with poor coaches are poor teams. This is the difference maker. In the league right now, we've got Arteta, great coach. We know that. We realize that. We've got a good one. So actually, when we look at transfer window, probably the best acquisition we've made this season, in this calendar year, was Arteta. Everton have a great coach. Spurs, take it or leave it. We don't know
leave
what
it.
Mourinho's going to be. He could be good, he could be not. Listen, I was really fearing Spurs until the end of the window because if they had pulled off the centre defender, Skriniar, whatever the guy's name was, if they had got down, they was going to be a trouble. They're still a trouble, but if they had got that centre half, they would have been even bigger trouble. Man United are going to fall because Ole's at the wheel. That's how I see it, personally. I think they're a great team of players, but Ole is at the wheel. Yeah? Chelsea, great team of players, great. And had it not been for Frank Lampard, they could potentially be champions this year. But Frank Lampard is at the wheel.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah? And for that reason, they'll be third. So, for me, I'm going to say we're probably the 4th best team in the league right now. However, it just takes a few injuries here or there. We've already seen an absolutely crazy start to the season in the first 3 weeks. Let's see how this rolls. But I'm going to say top 4 is where we will be. Look out for Everton. I think Everton, because they got nothing else, they got no European football and a bag of good players that they could cushion and cuddle up every week for a whole 7 days. Every game they play, they get 7 days to comfort and control their players. Unlike us, we're playing every 3 days.
Tony, my question to you: doesn't Spurs' centre back pairing concern you? The fact that they haven't replaced Toby Kenobi and Vertonghen.
If you're putting what I said, if they had got this player from AC Milan, Skriniar, that would have been it.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So we have a modicum of hope. But there's still a problem child.
Yeah. Bones is saying, third minimum. I don't think some of you realize how good Partey is. That means we do, bro, man. Listen, Bertram, the fact that Bertram made it. We were talking about all the players in the world, and Bertram said, "Unna top your eyes." Bertram said, "Unna top your eyes." If we get that with everyone playing, done. So I kind of side with Bertram on that because he changes everything.
This window could have been one player better though if we'd have got Upamecano.
Yeah, we got Gabriel. Yeah, we got Gabriel.
I'm gonna take that.
And guys, you know my quote, and everybody knows it off by heart. We have never finished in the top 4 since we bought Xhaka. Not once. And now it's all changed. Now it's a different look. All those weaknesses are gone. And look, I like the improvements that Xhaka has made, but he has deficiencies, and Partey is going to ensure that everything at that position is going to be working clock speed. Arteta, I told you guys, he knows what good looks like. I said last year, I don't care if we get Man City light or Man City clone. I don't care, because that's better than finishing 8th and dealing what we've had to deal with all the rubbish. But when we look like we're even, Pep Guardiola 3 days ago, he said, and Jurgen Klopp, look how them guys have got nothing but accolades, nothing but good things to say about Arteta. And Pep Guardiola thinks Arteta could be one of the best managers in the Premiership, future-wise. And that's the reason why we wanted to see the board back him. And the board backing him. And look, we're not done yet. Wait until next year when some of that money starts to free up. Yeah? All that 34 million starts to free up, and then we restructure the Adidas and the stadium deal. More money starts coming in. It all starts to look good. So I'm really excited right now, guys.
But you know what I found interesting is that the games played this weekend with Liverpool and with Man City, Man City against Leicester, what was really interesting was the two supposed genius coaches made no in-game changes to change what was happening to their teams when it was very obvious. Liverpool was playing a high line, and they were also playing high on set pieces, and they were getting killed from behind, and they didn't change anything. Pep was the same thing when they played Leicester. Body was getting behind, there were no change. I'm very disappointed in both coaches and both managers, actually, because you realize the style is one-dimensional, and they can't adapt in-game. What I love about Arteta is he has the ability to change during a game what's transpiring, whether make personal changes and or change the formation and the shape. Klopp didn't this weekend, and Pep didn't do for the previous weekend, which is very disappointing, actually.
Excellent. Big shout out to Terry. Yes, Terry, it's time to party. We've been drinking nothing but rum. I think Neomis was on Cavassier, I think. Was it Cavassier?
Yep, that's right. I had my bottle of Cavassier here with cranberry juice, couple cubes of ice.
I think that Ebony drunk so much that she's gone to sleep. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think the Kroenkes realize, at least from my view, how much people are invested in their teams, actually. Like how much Arsenal fans are investing in their team. I'm not sure they have gotten... Sometimes you live in your ivory tower and you're not in the trenches to get a good perspective as to how much people are investing in their team, and it's almost like their life, basically. And until you can appreciate that, then you may not make some of the commitments. Obviously, he's a businessman, so he's going to make commitments to line his pocket. But at the same time, I think sometimes he has to go up and above what he normally would to sort of try to win to satisfy the people who support his team and help generate his revenues. But it's been a good day.
I'm so happy, man. I'm just so over the moon.
I just want to say, I know we got Partey, and I know fans are gonna just want to celebrate and want to see him play every single game.
Look at everybody's gone for the drink.
But don't be surprised. Seriously, don't be surprised if Arteta still plays Xhaka in midfield.
Oh,
I'm serious. Don't be surprised with Xhaka and Partey, and even uses Ceballos on the wing. You got to understand that. You got to understand that Arteta, his mind, he will work what he needs to work against the opponent. I'd love to see Ceballos and Partey with that midfield, but he's going to play the opponent.
Well, I think we need to play our stallions, and I think as Tony's coming around, and then Nene is becoming a stallion. So we have Partey and then he has the base. I'm trying to convince Tony. We have Partey and then he has the stallion took steroids. The donkey took steroids. Now a stallion, which is very important. And we have Ceballos at the top of the triangle.
Yeah, I mean, I love that.
James has said, I rate you guys as Arsenal fans, not deluded, very honest. Okay, bro, this is the realest channel out there. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I've got a lot of friends who have a lot of channels, but this is the realest, man. And like I said, it's subjective to the best. Some people think, Ebony, is there something you wanted to say?
No, I'm just saying it's number one.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if you come to our forums, which is the link in the description below, I don't even think I put the link in the description actually on this one, because I was in such a rush to get the thing going. Bro, we're real, man, and we'll tell you when things are going good. We'll tell you they're going good. We're back, support our team to the hilt. But when things are going bad, we're going to tell you they're going bad. But we're going to be subjective. We're not going to do what some other channels I'm not going to mention do by. As soon as things start to go wrong, we want them out and get rid of this person, get rid. We're not going to do that because we believe in the process. We believe this manager is going to be able to nurture his ability towards the players. When I looked at how Man City was built, they coached those players. They took them, they advanced their narrative. And sometimes when people say, you need to buy better defenders, I say, no, you need to play better defense. There's a difference. Yeah, it happens. Good coaches can get the best out of players. I've got this running joke I play with Bertram. Bertram used to have an offensive tackle called Eric Flowers, and they ran him out of New York. This guy was a first-round draft pick, and he weren't worth a bag of chips. And you know what? The Skins bought him, and Bill Callahan, one of the best offensive line coaches in the game, coached him for a whole season. Vincey's smiling, Tony's smiling, because Miami Dolphins ended up buying him from us after we done all that work and made him Pro Bowl quality. Anyway, I'm not upset about that.
So Flowers is El Nene. That's all I'll say.
Leave El Nene alone. He's become a stallion.
So in football, even when I was at Watford, in football, we were always taught that if you, a good coach gets the best out of your team, and I think the Wenger era and the Emery era was because you had decent players. These guys reached cup finals. These guys had the ability to finish in the top four, and because of poor coaching and not having the ability to punch above your weight as a manager, it just didn't work. Arteta has taken the same set of players who just weren't good enough, to be honest with you, and he's got them to punch above their weight. So what happens when you start to back this guy and give him the pieces he wants? Wow.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is that we now have players in the midfield between Ceballos and then Partey who can play under pressure and can keep the ball. We now have Gabriel and David Luiz behind them who can actually make passes out of defense. So now you want to play the ball, you want to play football, play with your keeper. Obviously, Leno is not the best, but at least you know have comfortable that those players are comfortable with the ball and can play under pressure versus what we had before, where Xhaka can't play under pressure, Holding can't play under pressure, and you're challenged. Now you're in a much better shape to be able to retain possession. And as Arteta wants to do is dominate games, you can do more of that. You retain possession, you can dominate. And also when you lose the ball, you have people who are committed to playing defense. That's why my friend, who I've mentioned all evening, by the way, I'm going to call him Ozil because we've got rid of him. I'm going to call him Ozil because that's why he can't play, because he doesn't play. He only plays one-dimensional. He's very creative, but he doesn't play the other side of the ball. And teams nowadays can't afford that. You can't afford to have 10 players on the field.
So, Curve has asked the question, Apollo, do we need a change of captain? My answer to that question is no. And the reason why we don't need a change of captain is because I'm starting to see a little bit of what happened with the Invincibles, where, okay, Patrick Vieira was the captain, but you had leaders all over that pitch. When I look at this team right now, you know, I look at Willian, I look at Partey, I look at Kieran Tierney, I look at David Luiz. I can see some leaders on that pitch. And what that means in terms of the word leadership, it means being accountable, being more of a guideline to how you play the game, building players around you from your experiences. And you only have to see what these guys bring to the table. Kieran Tierney, probably one of the best young talents in the game. David Luiz won everything, literally at every level. Willian, an abundance of experience and one of the best creative players in the league. And although he hasn't clicked for Arsenal yet, it's early days, guys. We can't be calling him out and throwing him under the bus after a couple of games. We know what he can do over a whole season. So let's just give it time to work. The whole thought pattern here is, and don't even have to talk about Thomas Partey, because I've seen this guy rip the shit out of Real Madrid and Barcelona. I've seen him stand toe-to-toe with some of the best midfielders in the world and dominate the midfield. So when I say we are starting to see leadership sprout its head from different various positions on the team, that is something I have not seen since 2003, 2004. And I can only hope that when the future envelopes itself, that we'll continue to do so. So I wouldn't change the captain now. I think the leadership is there from various levels, and we have players that are far more disciplined and can offer us more on a variety range. Arteta believes that it should be this way, and look, a lot of good teams around, especially American teams, American football and basketball, things like that, they'll tell you, fill your team with leaders and you will have accountability in the team. And that, I believe that's what we're doing. We're not there yet, but I believe that's what we're doing.
I think the label of captain is overrated in certain sports. Captain is an imperative in cricket in terms of leading. But if you're in tennis for a Davis Cup team, if you're in golf, if you're in some other sport, it's not the most important thing. Think about a football team, American football, you have like 5 and 6 captains. To me, the captain is the quarterback, because he determines he determines your win, your losses, he determines whether you're successful or not. He's the most important player on the field. Most important player on the field in American football. Captain in football is overrated. Overrated. I played on teams with captain. I never listened to the captain because I've always thought I was a leader. So I'm not time for a captain in football. It doesn't do anything for me.
Okay, Tony, you want to chime in, and then Vincey?
Yeah, I'm not going to agree with the captain has to be the quarterback, because
No, I mean by default he's a quarterback. I said by default the quarterback is the captain by default.
Yeah. By default he's the captain.
Yeah,
let's
by
be
default.
honest, the real captain of the team is the guy who gels everything together.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the Golden State Warriors, and Steph Curry is undoubtedly probably the best player on that team. But let's be honest, he ain't the gel. He is not the gel of that team. Draymond Green is the gel in that team.
So, that's Mike Ditka. Mike Ditka used to say, And you know where Mike Ditka got it from? He actually got it from Vince Lombardi and Don Shula. They used to say, "Don't worry about the captain. The captain whoever has the biggest mouth on the team." Yeah. And when I used to see Ray Lewis in Baltimore, yeah.
You know, you look at.
Abai is not a captain by default. Abai is just the captain because. Go ahead.
San Francisco 49ers made it to the Super Bowl last year. You would never say Jimmy Garoppolo was their captain.
Yeah.
No chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's the most important player in the team, right? That's the point I'm trying to make, which is if he doesn't lead really well, you're in trouble.
Yeah, quarterback is the brain. Right. Quarterback is the brain of the team.
Yeah, for real.
So Apollo, I just want to know, do you think now with the signings that we have, will we still have problems scoring goals from midfield?
No, because the formation. I mean, we were working with square pegs in round holes with the three at the back, and I think we still have a period of where we're going to try and shoehorn in. Because let's be fair, David Luiz is not a forward at the back type of player, so there are risks in moving things around, and I don't have the answers for that. That's why they pay Arteta the big bucks. I think he still has to solve some problems in that team. Does he be conservative and keep it working how it is? I'm not so sure because he has the pieces now to fix it. But it does mean I don't know how he fixes it because David Luiz looks very, very weak in a forward at the back. And I'm a big David Luiz fan, but I have to be honest and I have to be truthful that Arteta's got some major issues to sort out. And I don't know what he's going to do. It'd be interesting to see where he's going to go with that. But the truth is, it's getting better.
So Vinci, that's a brilliant question, actually. And frankly, we don't have a ton of team that's getting a lot of scoring from midfield in the league, the top teams. So think about Spurs, or think about even Chelsea, or think about Man City a little bit with De Bruyne and before Silva scored here and there. But most of the top teams, Man U, they're not getting a lot of scoring from the midfield. Fernandes goes for Man U, but it's mainly penalties. Not scoring a lot from open play.
And let's understand where things have changed, guys. Last year we had a team where Maitland-Niles was playing at right back, Saka was playing at left back. Both of them are now in the midfield, and they're adding a lot of dynamism to the midfield. We saw what Saka did when he was man of the match, and Saka will create and he'll get you goals from there. When we look at where we was last year, where between Ceballos and Xhaka, they had 4 assists and 3 goals between the two of them. I mean, you just can't do that. You can't do that. And
I think we got a little taste over the weekend when we were shocked when we saw El Nene get into the box. And if you think about it, Arteta learned under Wenger having those midfield players into playing those triangles and running deep. So we didn't have the Ramsey type of player, but with Partey, he can get in there. Bias, he can get in there. And it's encouraging to see El Nene willing to get in there. But hopefully, through the course of the season, we'll start to see our midfield supporting our attack better so we can then get more goals from midfield because that's an area that we need to support our strikers.
It is.
I agree, Vinci, but there are 2 things, right? There is the balance. So when you lose the ball, how do you recover? That's like something you're deeper. And then second, here's another question. So you have that balance that you need because before we used to leak goals when we lose the ball, right? The other team will just go the other way and we can't stop them because we have left our defense open and we blame the defense versus blame the balance of the team. That's something we're looking at. I would ask you guys this question though, which is, what's your team now? Given that the transfer window is done, what formation would you play and what would your team be?
Yeah, that's I really wonder. And Kurt saying, considering the international breaks, would you start Partey against City in our next match? Personally, I would say throw him in. Neomis?
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah,
I want to answer Bertrand's question.
He's healthy.
Hold on. Tony, I'll come to you in a second. Neomis?
If he's healthy, if he's been training, then yeah, why not?
Yeah. Ebony?
Yeah, I'd play Partey against Man City. Why not? I mean, we need him now. We need him more than ever. Dash Xhaka because he's not good enough. He never has been good enough. And put Partey in.
Bertram.
We bought him for games like City. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah,
We bought him for
yeah.
games like City, so he has to play.
Vincey, remember when we bought Lacazette and went up to Liverpool and lost 4-0 and Lacazette sat on the bench? Would you play Partey against Man City?
This Man City right now, I'd probably have him coming on. I don't think I'll start him. I think I would have Ceballos and Nene based on how they played and the way how Man City are right now. They don't have strikers, so we can get at them. We can get at them.
I hear you. Tony, what about you?
Okay, so I just think it's impossible to play him because we're in international break. Those players are not going to be back until Friday of the weekend before the game.
You're speaking about that's a lot of players though, Tony. That's a lot of players. Yeah.
You just don't have the time to integrate and create a platform to go out and play 2 days later. So I would love it, but I unfortunately just don't see it as a feasible thing. If he takes the gamble, well done, Arteta. That would be amazing if he takes that gamble.
Well, I understand the workload, but Thiago played one half of Liverpool, didn't he?
Back to Bertram's question about formation. I'd like to see a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, that's how we ended up. Yeah, he was playing that on the back end. Remember when he first took over?
4-2-3-1.
Yeah. God, you've got the two holding midfielders to do it. Could you imagine that? You could have your flat four, the two sit in front of the back four to protect them, and your attacking midfielder can do what the hell they want. And you could fill that attacking front three with as much Pepe, Willian, Saka. You could mix it up and put whatever you want to make the career, and then you can just put a Aubameyang at top and not have to worry about him. That would be quality. Guys, I'm about to close it down now. It's 12:15, and the Kansas City Chiefs and New England's kicked off. And I just want to give you guys any closing comments.
Happy
Party,
days.
guys, party.
Happy days.
It's 12 o'clock. You going to watch football? It's 7 o'clock for me. I watch the game.
I'm going to watch the game because, I've got quite a few Kansas City players in my dream teams. I'm watching the game.
I'm impressed. I go to bed at 11 o'clock on the dot.
So
Not me. I've got work tomorrow morning. I'm going to be up at 2 a.m. watching this game.
We're watching the game tonight, man. We're diehards, man.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night,
not me.
Who's going to teach me American football? I need to understand the rules.
What's that? Ebony, I'll talk to you about that. I taught my daughter the rules by just one sentence. And once I told her what the sentence was, she started watching it and she enjoyed it. Because the problem with American football is it's an oversimplification. People complicate the rules too much. As long as you understand that a team has 4 chances to get 10 yards, that's all you have to understand. Just take that. A team has 4 chances to get 10 yards. It's a game of metrics. And just go into it with that. They can get those 10 yards by running the ball or passing the ball. And the other team just has to...
And it's not like rugby where you can just like pass it. No.
Rugby's more free-flowing like drafts. American football's like chess. So as you're playing chess, the head coaches have to call the plays in. So if a team's going to run the ball and the defense is looking to defend the pass, then the team that's running the ball is going to be successful because the defense is not set up in the right way.
Now you confused everything.
I know, right? He was doing really well.
It's not. So, Ebony, as I was saying, so if a team's going to throw the ball and the defense is set up to defend the run, they're going to get blown up. So just stay with 4 chances to get 10 yards and then watch.
4 chances to get 10 yards.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ebony, you're trying to get a try. You try to get a try, and that's all you're trying to do is get a try. Get a try, that's all you're trying to do. That's the equivalent.
I said that to my 19-year-old daughter, and she sat down and watched the game without me, and she said, "Dad, I absolutely love it." Just that simple explanation right there.
Guys,
and she absolutely loved it.
This is really uncanny that we're talking about this. Because today, my 7-year-old son and I were analyzing the Seattle, what are they called?
The Seahawks.
Someone called them the Supersonics. Yeah.
You're dating yourself, Tony.
Explaining all the plays, the pass rush options, and He was really getting into it, you know.
Yeah.
I'd stop the play and say, "Where do you think the ball's going to go?" He'd say, "Yeah, this looks like a throw or a run."
Yeah. Ebony, you'll enjoy it, and as you're simplifying it and you start to see different things happening, that's where you'll grow. The problem is,
I have one question. Does anybody feel sorry for Jack Wilshere?
Yeah, I mentioned them earlier on that he's been released. Yeah, I mentioned them earlier on that he's been released. Really, you know, I look out of this. I look at Manchester United, and it feels like FIFA buy when you've got too much money and no plan. It's just like it's bare FIFA all over with Man United. But like I said to Bertram, I don't care about anybody's intangibles. The weaker they are, the better it is for us. Yeah.
I got a question for Nermis. Was it yesterday you were wearing a Dolphins top? Are you a Dolphins fan?
Yeah. I think I don't keep up with it as much as I should, but yeah, like originally.
Yeah, no aspirations to win the Super Bowl, but that's okay.
Why do you not go there though? Why?
When last have you won a Super Bowl? I'm just curious. When last have you won a Super Bowl?
At least we won it.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Won it yet.
Yeah, and when you talk like that, I'm a Utah Jazz fan. We ain't never won a championship, so I'm going to keep my mouth closed.
I know the last time we spoke about this, you were talking about your Jazz and bigging your Jazz up, and I keep saying, keep calm. They're not that good.
No. We are that good. We had Bundanovich, and he was out, so it's not going to happen.
Don't knock the Dolphins, man. The only perfect season ever.
I know.
That's like saying Arsenal was perfect in the 1950s and 60s. I mean
2003. You're talking about Preston, bro.
Naomi, they haven't won since you were born, Naomi. Remember that. They haven't won since you were born. Just remember that.
I know. We're
coming back, man.
Look, Fabrice, two teams that give me headaches: Arsenal and the New York Jets. Hey, Le'Veon Bell just went on IR, and I was like, "What?"
No, the Jets are on IR. They've been on IR for a while.
Yeah.
The entire team.
Listen, Andrew's a 49ers fan, man. Big shout out to Andrew, man. All right, guys, thank you for joining us tonight. We are elated. We're happy. We're celebrating, and we're loving Arsenal right now because guys, it's time to party, man. It's time.
Yeah, and please give Edu some love also, because we're not giving Edu enough love.
Yeah,
agree. Give Edu some love.
Yeah, agree.
Some love. More love.
And the man who
Martinez
and Josh Kroenke, the man who flew over here 5 days ago and said,
"Yes,
leave this thing to me. I will deal with it." Yeah.
So the son is pushing Dad to open that wallet.
Come on, boys.
Victor said, Apollo, how much fans would you rate? Sorry, Victor says, Apollo, how much rating will you give the Arsenal fans in this window? I love the Arsenal fans, but man, you guys give me a headache sometimes. I think I give them an A. I give Arsenal fans an A because with every telling season, all that hope, all that love, all that passion comes to a head. And tonight, there's not going to be a single Arsenal fan that's unhappy. But I do still think that you guys have got to set your expectations low and try, please, to understand the business side of it, which is a lot of the reasons why we do what we do. Some fans, I won't say they won't accept it. I say a lot of fans just don't understand it. So that's the reason why I would say go to Arsenal Supporters Trust website. Please go to the website. It explains everything about how our earnings work, our outgoings, our commercial business. It explains everything. In fact, I will put the link in this video down below in about 5 minutes after I finish so that you guys can have a read of it. It is a blessing to understand what we do and how we do it. And then it would alleviate some of that frustration from the fans.
No, it won't. They don't give a darn. There's once the players come in.
Thank you, you just blew up my 60 seconds.
I don't care.
Don't care. More importantly, clear your schedule. End of May, party. We've got to have a party in North London.
End of season party.
Oh,
we've got to have a party. Come on.
Oh hell
yeah! Hopefully the 6 people rule will have gone by then.
6 and 6.
Oh yeah.
The rule of 6.
Yeah.
He just killed the vibes, huh?
We got
The
that
virus does that.
We missed that.
It does. I'm gonna try and go. While I'm online now, I'm gonna try and go to the video and see if I can leave the link in the video. Ah, here we are. Yes, I can. So I'm gonna pin it. So you guys in the chat can actually go and have a read of this now.
Big up Gunnersaurus. Big up Gunnersaurus, man. Big him up.
The guy's got money to earn. He's got a family to.
Yeah, man. Big him up, man.
That is true.
Give him a job.
Big him up. Sad news.
Definitely.
Sad times.
It is for real.
It is sad times. Yeah.
Blame Partey for that one. every penny goes to these players.
I think Gunnersaurus could really motivate some of the players, man.
Of course.
I think it'd be great.
Of course.
It's just
Right.
bad.
I've put the link in there. So the link is in the comment section. I've pinned it to the top. And you guys can have a nice little read. Yeah. All right, guys. That's it from us.
Give me the job of Gunnersaurus.
That's it from us, guys. We're out of here. Thank you for everybody for joining us, and let's have a good time. Are we going to be back Wednesday? I don't know. Maybe we'll talk on Wednesday. Maybe not. Maybe we'll wait to the weekend because it's an international break. So we are going to be back on Friday. We've got the Premier League Forum Lounge where we're going to be talking about the results. Boy, I can't wait for that, man. I bet that Liverpool fan might not turn up. Mind you, I know Tony will probably turn up. The Man United fan will definitely not turn up. But the West Ham fan, Ian, is going to be absolutely loving it. I sent him about 50 texts yesterday. Fiona, we love you guys on 101 on the forum on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We did it, man. We broke the mold. We're getting there. Peace.
It's good to go into the break with such good news. So
excellent,
everyone.
Nice one, guys, man. Peace.
See you later, people.